Facebook Live. I've never heard of this shit.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker. Let's roll.
Morning, Sergeant Major.
How do you know what kind of goddamn day it is?
Beautiful morning, Sergeant Major.
Are you a fucking weatherman now?
You're listening to Sergeant's Time on WTF Nation Radio.
Hola amigos, bienvenidos en este día 13 de julio.
Cerveza?
Cervezas? Oh. What's going on, guys?
Great day, man.
Oh my god. Like we were just telling right before we hit the on-air button, dude. Holy crap, these days are running together. Shit.
Sucks when you're in a building like that.
Dude, man, you're like, okay, you hand everything at the door, you go into something that's dark with no fucking windows, and then they go, okay, work. Oh, okay. This is Sergeant's Time, 13 July, 2017. Fucking, holy crap, this has like been one of those, it's just been like a hot fucking week, too. The entire country's hot, like weather hot. Hot as fuck. Power going out, people's fucking storms going around. Broadcasting you live, of course, from the WTFNationRadio.com studios at the Functional Veteran Center of Excellence, where there are no graduates, there's no degrees, there's no certificates, because everything is being learned here. Everyone is learning, even yours truly. Well, you know.
Allowed?
Well, I mean, SORNTs, you know, I'm learning. I said, well, except for certain SORNTs. Certain SORNTs, you know, when you're too busy sergeanting, and then you know, I think some sergeants just seem to think they know too much about it, about everything, about life, even about range operations. But we'll talk about in the third segment as well when we do our main page fucking portion of the show tonight. Yeah, yeah. Tonight we got Chris Brunetti. He's coming back. He came on here back in March to talk about his little film that he had called Glass back in March, and little did we know, he gave us a little bit of a personal story. That was his own story, which got me in the feels, man. It's dealing with domestic violence and all. He's gonna be coming in here talking about the latest projects, to include that little fucker said that he was gonna come on. It's like, oh well, I really can't talk about what I'm doing. I'm thinking, okay, yeah, whatever. All right, man, yeah, cool, that's whatever. The next thing you know, he's on fucking House of Cards. I'm like, that little shit. So he's gonna come back on here and shoot the shit about that. He's updated his demo reel too, so we're gonna play that on the first portion of the second segment. So stay tuned. Of course, always know that we're gonna be on Mixer. Some of the stuff that we can't play on Facebook Live because I don't know, Zuckerberg. Then obviously you'll be able to get it all uncut on Mixer. That's right. So anywho, damn, fuck. Well, look, I'm pissed off right now about this guy that's getting hemmed up in the 173rd. Like, in case you guys haven't known, everybody knows about that fucking the C-130 that dropped the three, you know, those fucking Humvees, right?
Right. So there's apparently I saw today that there's an additional guy that's getting hemmed up.
Yeah, and that's what I want to talk about. I don't want to talk about the guy. Okay, look, the guy who definitely fucked with the cargo. Okay, look, that could have gotten somebody killed. I Tory get it. Tory, I totally got that, man. Fuck yeah, dude. That's fucked up. That somebody could have lost their lives. There could have been, you know what I mean? Because what if the load had been something else, or there were some people involved? I can kind of see that, right? Totally can see that. But this next guy is getting fucking charged. Like, he's getting a general letter of reprimand. Now, he's not getting a general letter of reprimand for not reporting it or obstructing justice or or anything like that. The guy is getting charged for I'm so fucking pissed off. He's getting punished for laughing and cursing as he shot the video.
Yeah.
So he shot the video. He provided the Army with key video evidence of what happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you not ever seen gun cameras or aircraft mishaps of somebody saying, oh shit, or fuck, or, something like that?
And see, this is what he need when he should be going to TDS and trying to appeal it.
I mean,
did the story actually say he's been administratively punished already, or is he going to be?
Well, information is from, of course, from the unit and from some of the sources that we collected, and of course, the Stars and Stripe. I shouldn't say collected, but what we called it now? We called it documented. I've got an interesting class today on the difference between sourcing, collection, documenting, and all this other stuff. So I'm like, oh, pretty cool. Words matter, exactly, bro. Because if you don't you say the wrong thing, man, the cuffs will either come on or you'll be pinned to metal. However you fucking want to do it. So the 173rd Airborne Brigade soldier charged in connection with the spectacular destruction last year of 3 Humvees that slipped free from their parachutes during a drop and plummeted to Earth is not a parachute rigger, is what was determined. He's a Germany-based scout who had been assigned to assist the brigade riggers during that exercise. Which, I couldn't even fucking believe that. Already punished in connection with the incident is a soldier who was heard laughing and cursing as he shot the video of falling Humvees April 11, 2016. He has been reprimanded, according to Christian Marquardt, a 7th Army Training Command spokesman. So the guy got a reprimand. Brigadier General Tony Ugudo. Go ahead.
I would say, again, it's very... And this is where reporters suck ass and not doing correct follow-up and shit like that. What does that actually mean? Because that could mean it could mean a counseling statement that he got his ass chewed by the fucking sergeant major. It could be
wait, there's more.
Not more. That's it.
Yeah, there's more. Hang on. There's more. The soldier who made the video is a sergeant assigned to the 7th ATC's JMRC, which is their version of like JRTC or NTC. As the observer trainer coach, and his administrative letter of reprimand came from the JRMRC commander. Administrative letter of reprimand. So the reprimand.
A general?
Yeah, he's a 1-star.
Ooh, a 1-star.
Ooh,
sorry.
Yes, hold my mirror, Sergeant, while I shave. But anyways, the reprimand. That's how they fucking act, motherfucking officers. Sorry, no offense to officers out there, but sergeant's time. The reprimand addressed the unprofessional comments the soldier made during the video and the fact that he shared the video with others, which resulted in it being posted by social media by an unknown individual.
Can't imagine what that would be.
I don't know. Who would post that on social media? Yeah. I think it's fucked up. Yeah, you could kind of that's a stern ass chewing now. You know what I mean? That's something that is you're laughing at something. Okay, look. Look, I mean, a reason why I say this is because it gets kind of funny when you think about some of the stuff that's happened. For instance, you observe something in the motor pool and you see somebody running and they stumble and fall, and then what are you first thing you do? You ask them if they're okay, right? And then if they're okay, then you break their balls. You laugh at them. You're like, bugger. Pick up your feet when you walk, old man. I've been told that. I've looked down before and somebody has played the joke of opening the door so that way when I had lifted my head up, bam, motherfucker should wear a helmet. And I play the same pranks too. But nobody has ever reprimanded me for laughing at somebody falling. I've been told when someone has fallen and they couldn't get up, the platoon sergeant would look at me and say, fucking specialist eyes, what the fuck? Shut the fuck up and help him out. And then you walk over there all butt hurt because you got your ass chewed out, right? But a letter of reprimand for fucking what unprofessional comments did he say? I mean, what was it that made it such a fucking big deal?
Because he swore. He said a swear.
Oh, good Lord. I mean, of course, because watching 3 vehicles plummeting to the sky obviously could have fucking... That's a normal occurrence, so I guess you shouldn't have cussed or you shouldn't have used profanity. But that really fucking... That grinds my gears. No, that gets my ass, dude, because it's holy crap. Hey, what's going on, guys? Thank you for being here. I don't get, dude. You're now you can't say anything. Now the climate of the military has been to the point where you can't say anything. It's almost
Right.
You know.
So this goes back to many other conversations. Question: would you take this army to war? The commanders are so risk adverse now
Yeah.
that unless everything comes across the board as a low, and there is very little that they'd have to accept responsibility for,
Yeah.
they're not going to bless off on it.
Nope.
Or it's going to be, oh, we can't do this or we can't do that. Mind you, I was rolling around in Iraq in 03 when we pushed across the berm. Soft skin high boy.
Yeah.
Fucking A. Shit's got to get done. But, you know, you want a good army, a disciplined army that's going to go with you in a battle. Fucking reprimanding soldiers for shit like swearing because somebody might be offended.
Someone's gonna be offended with that. You know. Yes, I can see your comments. Can they see our comments? I believe so. Yes, we can.
Welcome to the intranets.
Yes, with your interwebs. It's almost like the Army's developing a mixer sense of mentality when it comes to fucking saying shit. You know what I mean?
Fucking
You're now in violation of the Army and Mixers fucking moral verbality statute or some shit. You know what I mean? You can't fucking say shit.
what happened if somebody said, "Ooh, somebody's got a case of the Mondays"? I reckon they get their ass beat.
Yeah. How could you? You know what I mean? It's now everything's gotten to the point where a fluency is in the speak. Well, you shouldn't not have been professional, because I guarantee it. If any of those fuckers that were right there, not say because the JRMRC commander, I've done a few rotations. They'd have been kind of like it's kind of like I would say they come out because they want to observe what the OCTs are doing. The OCs are obviously the guys that are observing you while you're getting the ass handed you by the OPFOR.
Right.
And the OCTs usually come out, and if it's a new guy or whatever, or depends what kind of high-vis unit, because normally when they have foreigners or foreign officers coming in or foreign armies coming in to train at JMRC, CNTC, or fucking, GRTC. Well, that's what they call it, CMTC, but no, JMRC. NTC, GRTC, what do they have? All the flag and swag come out, right? Generals come out and fucking want to see who's out there. Hey, look, there's an Estonian general who's like the equivalent of a fucking, I don't know, captain or something like that.
No, come on. Give them a little more credit.
Okay, yeah.
It's like a major.
Oh, I was about to say major. Yeah. So, well, everybody knows Eastern Bloc militaries, their NCOs don't do shit. It's always their officers that do it. They have, but anyways, so they come out and they do the dog and pony. Now, you honestly think if there was 3 Humvees that are falling from the sky, those guys would not say, holy shit. I know I would. I mean, they're like, wow. Yeah. Holy shit.
Army suck it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What if one of our foreign partners were there? You know what I mean? Because you know what? I'm tired of this fucking. I'm only going to bring a smidgen of politics only into the military right now. Back in the day, there was this thing called Partnership for Peace. And do you know who used to go to Hohenfels with us? The Russians. ICE, you're now getting locked down because you are colluding with the Russians because you gave them a fucking MRE back in the fucking day. Yes, I would like to speak to somebody. Your aircraft, it's very clean. Dude, your aircraft is fucking falling apart, son. Russian helicopters, man, are fucking put together like fucking with baling wire and fucking 5-mile-an-hour tape.
I bet you the green ask for those bees.
Yeah. Fucking, so anyway.
We fix it's okay. You just give to us.
Just give to us. You like drink vodka. No, dude, it's fucking, 5 degrees. This keeps us warm. But you're not even wearing clothes. No, I'm telling you, because, we had an aviation. I can talk about this. This is a few years back. So Partnership for Peace, they had the Russians there, and you exchanged aircraft, and you fly it around, and you used to fly, and then you would practice their heavy lift capabilities and medium lift capabilities, and little freaking Ivans are running all over the fucking place, right? And dude, yeah. Well, I mean, come on. I came up. I joined the army during the Cold War, where we didn't have little green dudes. We had guys that were fucking. First off, I don't want to say the army was racist at the time, but they had little Vietnamese dudes. Listen, when I went to basic training, they had little Vietnamese dudes as targets. Okay. So
hold on. When I went to basic, we had fast diving on the left and fast diving on the right.
Yep. Yeah. Well, that changed. Fast diving when I went to AIT. When I went to the range of the AIT, that's because they were slowly changing the old doctrine. But when I went to basic, it was fucking fucking fucking. I'm sorry, man. Vietnamese sounds like cats fucking right now. So I'm like,
that whole scene from Family Guy's in my head when Peter.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, so anyways, so there was, it was exactly that. It was fucking. It was basically we were with the Russians. Well, anytime there was any type of that type of training, they always had, and especially because airborne rarely comes to Hohenfels, it was a big fucking deal when a bunch of tankers and cav guys and all that see parachutes in the air because like, oh, soldiers can fly, Hey, Stroop, you really fly out of the airplane? No, that's just I'm not really flying. I kind of got a parachute. Yeah, thank you, Troop. So they would fucking no big deal. They would see fucking they come out. So that was kind of surprising that there was no senior ranking individual. So they had somebody else, because usually OCT's got several individuals out there to come out there and kind of like I said, they supervise the guys that are basically supervising Op 4 kicking their ass, because everybody knows Op 4 wins because we've gotten so used to teaching the bad guys how to do what we do that we forgot how to soldier because we're too busy teaching the enemy how to fire a 249 or something. Mm-hmm. And then that's why we have all these green on blue shit. Green on blue bullshit. I don't know why this green on blue term came from.
So, never mind. I don't want to.
Yeah. Well, anyways, so this guy's gonna get busted. This guy's getting a letter of reprimand. Okay, a letter of reprimand. Back in the day was like an additionally weighted counseling statement. Now it's like letter of concerns, letter of reprimands, and then a relief for cause. Right? That's usually how it works.
Yep.
And then the command has the option of either placing that in your local file, which basically means you're gonna keep it yourself, and that's kind of like a warning. Yeah.
PCS.
Yeah, and it'll go away. They'll keep a copy of it, and it'll go away when you PCS. The S1 will remove it from your Smith file. I mean, they're able to keep that shit, like deductions and your fucking bad shit that happened in Article 15s, but they can't seem to fucking figure out your promotion packets or your pay. But anyways, that's neither here or there. Dude, I had some S1 experiences today were pissing me off, so I was like, I fucking pay. That's just not nice. You didn't do this pay inquiry online, right? What do you mean I didn't right? So, basically, that's the way that works. It's now we've gotten to the point where the non-commissioned officer corps is now starting to get almost like the same thing officer corps stuff is getting, but when you're being looked at the centralized promotion board, sergeants, don't worry about it. Someone's going to say, what the fuck happened here? Oh, he laughed at this. Think about how ridiculous that sounds, okay? About 10, 15 years from now, this guy's going to be a fucking sergeant first class. This guy's going to be a staff sergeant eligible for sergeant first class. And the next thing you're going to see what? You can go through his records and like, yeah, okay, what the fuck is this?
Well, I'll be the first thing that pops up.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Letter of reprimand. Whoa, man, let's see what... DUI did this, and you're thinking, oh shit, I want to fucking see what the fuck this guy did, right? Then you open up the fucking packet, and what do you see? It's a fucking because he laughed. Think about the officer that wrote that up, and think about how dumb he fucking looks, which is why NCOs always laugh at officers. Welcome to sergeant time, officers. Because he laughed at the video of G Humvees falling down. I'm sorry, I don't know why I think that's what Cav guys sound like. I'm just sorry. Do I get a pass on that? Oh man, shut up. What's that? Say it again. I'm sorry, you cut out, man.
Speaking of cab guys, our favorite target for a good chunk of last year, earlier in this year maybe, third CR commander is no longer the third CR commander.
Oh yeah, that was going to be another story. You can go ahead and take that one. We'll finish up. I'll let you give us some information about that. I'll let you take that one. So this guy's going to have his career ruined for laughing. So Sarns, if you're out there and you see something fucking funny and it gets posted on social media by an unknown individual.
So anonymous.
So by an unknown, be anonymous. Deny, counter accuse. Let me see my fucking lawyer. Put a pin on your fucking phone so they can get a warrant. Whatever the fuck you want to do. But just don't fucking blab. We'll go down in the third segment. We always give you the main page warning on the third segment. But yeah, I just think it's kind of fucked up that this poor kid's getting a letter of reprimand addressing unprofessional comments. What the fuck? Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. How unprofessional is that?
It's totally unprofessional. Because he said a swear.
You need to knock it off. He swore. I'm sorry. I just think it's fucking ain't true. Don't be cussing. I'm not picking on Cav people, but those are the majority. I'm just saying.
You sure? It sounds like you are.
And you, I don't like you anymore. Bring the cams back. Oh man. Sorry. That's been one of those days, guys. So we appreciate you coming on WTF Nation Radio. You saw me WTF Moments listening to this show. Oh man. You're right. If DMAX can't find the show, fuck him. That's right, DMAX. Fucking damn. It's not officers' fault that NCOs did. And that's what a lot of it is. It's just, this shit happens. Officers need some help. They need some sergeants to help them, That's what sergeanting is all about. Ain't that right, Spanky?
Yes, that's right. Yes, I'm sitting here on mute. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I just think it was funny because someone said, when I said sergeanting, and then you're like, that is a word.
Yes, I teach you how to verb.
Exactly. You're teaching me how to verb. So, all right. So, speaking of cab, you're teaching you about cab. What happened right now? Sorry.
Oh my god, that's good. That's good. So I just have a quick synopsis. One of our favorite targets from last year, earlier this year. I don't know. Like you said, it all runs together at this point.
Yeah, really.
Colonel Kevin D. Admiral, the 76th Colonel of the regiment, relinquished command to Colonel Jonathan C. Byram, the 77th Colonel of the regiment, during a change of command ceremony held on July 13 on Cameron Field. The regiment goes on to state, we thank Colonel Admiral for his leadership and wish him success as he goes on to his next assignment in Korea. We also welcome Colonel Byram and his family back to the Brave Rifles team.
Whoa. Hang on. You said he's going to Korea?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Oh, my God. Well, best off to you, Colonel Admiral. Oh, well, have fun in Korea. Well, I'm pretty sure we'll get some stuff on you in the main page as well. Oh, Colonel Admiral, welcome back. Welcome back, Korea. You here to get a haircut, huh, Breeze? Oh, man. I can you have mom you start in your I'm sorry, man. You know when you're tired, you got the fucking giggles?
Yes.
Oh, man, I'm feeling it right now, bro. God, today we were just busting some ass on some work, and I was just like I was telling you, I was like, hey, let's go to lunch. I'm like, huh? Dude, I just fucking got here, bro. It's already fucking time to go. Oh, shit. All right.
I'm telling you, they start pumping oxygen into those locations that we work at.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be just like a casino without the fun.
Yeah. Well, sort of, kind of. I mean, I actually didn't mind the soldiers vaping in one of the areas this time because they had like this blueberry raspberry fresh smelling vape, and it actually smelled pretty good. I'm thinking about, I don't want to say I want to take up smoking again, but that vape. But
yeah,
I don't want to sound like a. As soon as you start vaping, you.
It's all about the vape.
It's all about the vape. I'm just joking. No, I'm not gonna fucking vape.
That's good. we would pull your ice card.
I got to, man. Yeah, because you know. Hey, and exactly that costs our sticker shipped to Korea. As a matter of fact, the first one to slap a fucking sticker on Colonel Admiral Stryker in Korea, we have a special prize for you. So,
man,
well, I think we need to start having like I don't know, we need to have like a fucking a WTF Nation Radio Pelican case full of goodies.
Yeah. It's,
Looking at that from WTF Nation Radio.
we can do some cool stuff. Here's the thing, though, is where do we draw that balance line of we'll give you a prize or whatever if you do this, to flat out bribing somebody to go do it, i.e. offering them like a set of baseball tickets to a game of their choice.
What about a cop car? If you do a cop car and you can get away with it, hey, more power to you.
We are not bailing you out, Casey Lynn.
Yeah, we are not. Yeah, Casey Lynn, we don't have that money in station funds right now to.
Yeah, you will be GTA-ing that on your own the whole way.
Yeah, exactly. You're not planning on fucking doing that, but you can try to see what happens, Casey. I mean, more than likely it's not gonna go very well. I mean, I've been watching a lot of cop beatdown videos. The individual that guards the front of our facility is an MP, so I walk by there and, hey, what's going on? Hey, what's going? No, MPs don't sound like that. I'm sitting there watching him, and he's watching YouTube, and he's watching cop takedown vids.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
It's a move.
Yeah, well, he just like, I'm like, what you got going on there? And I'm thinking, oh, you looking at some some porn or something? He's like, no, dude, check this out. I'm like, whoa, damn, dude. What the fuck is that? And there's this cop. He's got this chick drunk or something like that in the fucking intersection in California, and he's just like she's like, come on, I'll kick your ass or whatever or something like that, and then he fucking pulled out his PR-24, which is the side stick baton that looks like a tonfa, and just like, yes, they do sound like that. No, they don't sound like that. Just only the cab guy sound. Ice loves MPs. And I sat there for about a good 10 minutes watching some of the beatdown vids, and I was like, wow, that's pretty fucking cool, pretty badass. But anyways, if you could put it on there and Casey, you could get away with it, then go for it. We don't care. We can just put it on there. Actually, some police officers don't mind a little gags there. Just say, hey, can I put this on your car? Take a picture of that, and then some of them are cool. Some of them are cool.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Some of them will. Did you put that on my car? Sorry, they don't sound like that either. Dude, I'm just. Oh, what a day! Is Mixer working right now? Am I on Mixer?
So I'm looking at it, and it is not cooperating at the moment for us.
A lot of people coming in there. Yeah, limit to the ones that have come to the empty. Yeah, exactly. Or maybe give it to the one at the gate. Some of them are pretty cool if you give a sticker. But anybody who I think if they put it on, I think they should, like, the sticker should always follow Colonel Admiral all the time. Anytime Colonel Admiral, everywhere he PCSs to, slap a sticker on his fucking vehicle.
Yeah. And then when he ends up at the Pentagon.
Oh, yeah. Or if he becomes like the chief of staff of the army or something like that. That guy's like really fucking Oxford trained smart and shit. He's got some education, man. He's a CAF guy, but don't let that shit fool you, dude. He's a smart CAF guy. He speaks normal. So, yeah, he's gonna give you. Don't talk like that, bro. He's pretty fucking smart. He's all real, strategery and, way above the atmospherics of space and time continuum when he gets into fucking conversations about doctrine and tactics and the use of different types of capabilities on the battlefield. And I actually have heard him speak before, and I'm thinking, dude, why do you how can I say this? Why is it that on the main page you look like or you sound like or you're, you know, people make fun of you, but you're really fucking smart, man. I mean, he is. He's fucking smart shit.
Yeah.
So then I'm just like, damn, dude, this guy gets so much fun. But then again, some of the shit, I think it's because I remember wasn't there a guy? Didn't we have a problem with their PAO when we were doing the fucking Star Wars videos on them?
Yes.
And he and he lost his shit. I'm the PAO, not Colonel Admiral. The Colonel Admiral was trying to find out where Jose was at, because Jose was traipsing all over the battlefield. But Colonel Admiral, his poor fucking PAO, what's his name? Vance. There we go, Vance.
Oh,
Vance.
shots.
Vance.
Boy, that was a long night in the.
Oh, it was a long night in the WTF Nation talk. Holy shit. That.
Woo.
No, man, that dude lost his shit. Now he kind of had a hard job. I mean, could you imagine being a PAO and you know, fucking having to deal with the main page, and then WTF Nation Radio started getting really big at the time, and then and it started growing, and then next thing, kaplap, he fucking. I can remember all the interesting conversations that we had with him, and it was funny because. Everyone had to take it. The bosses had to make us take a turn, talk to him. Maybe you can calm him down. I go, hey, how you doing? My name's Ice. Who the fuck is Ice? What are you fucking? Do you think you're playing volleyball in Top Gun? I'm like, okay. All right.
Oh my God, he was angry.
He was angry at everything.
Angry.
Hey, how's the family doing? Fuck off. Like, all right. We'll leave you to your own devices there, Vance.
God.
Yeah. I wonder where he's at right now, dude.
He PCS'd. Because of where I've been in the past, I follow that said page of the regiment. And I do remember him PCSing out of there, him getting a very nice send off from Colonel Admiral.
Really?
And,
wow. Okay.
Yeah. And they did the nice write up. Thank you for all his time. Blah blah blah. And he ended up PCSing, I think, somewhere.
Oh, okay. Wow.
But it was shortly after that. it was within a couple months of that whole rant.
Yeah, dude, it was holy crap up. Yeah, Mixer's coming back on and off. So some listeners are having issues with Mixers and some is not. I don't know what it is. So, did Flo and I retire there? Is she still at Hood? I'm not saying that I stalks MPs, but.
Oh.
Woo woo. Hey,
Just tell you're off time.
Yeah, I'm sorry. How you doing? Yeah. So, yeah, I was just wondering because he really kept us quite busy because it was funny because he would go, I want to speak to so and so. Oh, okay, and then be like, Ice, your turn. Oh, okay, and then, hey, what's up, man? What the fuck, dude? You just called me a name. Kiss my ass. You know, whatever. He's now a Chaps' assistant, exactly, guys. Holy crap! Why the fuck are you doing it? No, fuck you. This dude, you're right. This dude was angry at everything. Mm-hmm. This guy walked out of his fucking house and saw birds chirping. You're like, fuck you, bird. You know, and he fucking, okay. Damn, dude. Just kind of, you know, shut up. You're fucking, combat vet. Combat vet. So, anyways, another news. Dubai Touring Company offers pirate hunting cruises off the Horn of Africa. See? I fucking knew it. We talked about this, and then we talked about fucking getting a boat, and we talked about having WTF Nation cruises, and we talked about shooting skinnies off the fucking Horn of Africa, and look what fucking happened. Look what fucking happened. So, a Dubai firm. Check this out. Ready to fight tonight. The pirate song. Sea Hunters LLC sells 7 and 14-day cruises embarking from Salalalal, Oman, and Dubai. Unlike any other quintessential cruise, this one includes you busting some caps.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
So these cruisers are actually a hope in embarking on a hunting trip with the most taboo of targets, humans. So it's like Hostel on a float. Except you ain't fucking nobody. Well, I don't know. Maybe you can take a family, you know, never know. So like any proper cruise, you could choose any type of stateroom with offers ranging from a humble sounding standard inside to the opulent Hemingway suite. Yeah, you probably can. Woo, woo, woo. The similarities to any other cruise end abruptly when you begin assembling your personal armory. With offerings such as predictably yelling bazooka package, the mercenary madness kit, or you can actually get an M107 50 caliber sniper rifle, an AR-15 assault rifle, or even, for the ladies, an 18-karat gold-plated Desert Eagle pistol. What the fuck, dude?
Man, is this
This
no
is
shit,
fucking.
sounds like
We need,
on GTA you could buy.
dude. It is. It doesn't sound like a fucking upgrade, huh? Download this fucking. Just holy shit for the. Hi guys. Went fishing with ice, and we went to the Horn of Africa. And, you let me fire a Desert Eagle.
Can you imagine that?
That'd be fucking badass. I'm gonna do that when I retire, bro. I'm going on this fucking right my fucking day of retirement. And fucking bam. Bows and arrows are also available for the purists. Flamethrowers can be rented as well. Although it requires a 3-day licensing course. Of course, somebody fucking in the army must have been in there to fucking ruin it. Somebody, you have to license on this before you pull the trigger. Ports of call include otherworldly Scotia Islands, known for its dragon blood trees, and Mogadishu. Dude, we did talk about this. Remember that? We talked about this. Fucking Dubai, motherfuckers. With only 17 rooms, the Pearl White yacht is sized to attract attention from opportunistic pirates. Dude, this is like bait boat, man. While spending days adrift aimlessly in the Gulf of Aden, Sea Hunters does not guarantee that pirates will attempt to board the boat, but in the event they do, the cruisers are free to arm themselves. This is badass.
Oh, God.
Fuck. With this defense, Intel has been a target of several human rights organizations. Of course, fucking Greenpeace is going to get all butthurt. Wait a minute. What if you're saying you're saving the fucking whale sharks that are around there? Or what if you have a Greenpeace package? Decrying this bizarre form of freelance privateering, many groups feel that it's just baiting the pirates into the line of fire. It's an extreme example of human insensitivity. Dude, I'm laughing because this is fucking in a case of morbid exploited. This is Darwin meets fucking the ultimate in safari. You know what I mean? This is awesome shit. Sea Hunters maintains that their program will provide substantial positive externalities such as safer waters due to a fearful pirate population. So it even breaks down the fucking itinerary. Day 1, the flight to Salalalala Airport from Dubai. Welcome dinner and concert. Day 2, the boat departs, and 3, you are at sea. Day 4 is the Mogadishu tank tour. Day 5, at sea. Day 6, the Splendor Sotocotra, the Sotocotra Island at sea. Oh my God. And then day 8, return to Salalalala. Could you fucking imagine? Why haven't we? Dude, we need to fucking have oh my God, dude.
So here's the thing about that, though. With our luck, we'd do this package, and we wouldn't see fucking shit. We'd spend all this money and fucking nothing.
Oh, I know. Oh, no. Yeah, exactly. We sitting there like that, and everyone's hanging out and shooting the shit, getting fucking drunk, and then, like, the boat gets attacked, like, when they drop us off. That'd be our fucking luck.
Motherfuckers.
You'd be like, wait a minute. How about this fucking ready to fight tonight? No. Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
Scalps and some ears.
Yeah, fingers, shit, floaties, fucking.
Floaties.
Fuck yeah, brother. I would so that is a retirement package that I wouldn't mind. And even 18-karat gold Desert Eagle for the ladies. Come on. How could you not want to do that? For that special tour. For that special couple. For those special moments. Holy crap. I couldn't even imagine it, bro. Ready to fight tonight. That actually meets the pirate song that we would always make fun of with 2ID. Fuck.
Oh my God.
I want to go on pirate cruises with W2 Nation Radio. Holy shit. I couldn't even imagine, bro. Could not even. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you for the show. Thank you for the compliments. Snack funds. Yeah. We need to do that. Fuck. Go to the donate button on WTF Nation Radio. Set up for the cruise. What do we call it? The skinny cruise? Or something like that? Or fucking. Or we should just leave it alone. Just let it. What is it? You know, fucking Sea Hunters are avast you mateys, prepare to be boarded.
What's your favorite WTF Nation Radio personality?
Yeah, exactly. Go on a cruise with ice, gray cloud. red leg, where we hunt skinnies. And for the ladies, an 18-karat Desert Eagle. For you, for your pleasure. Railed for your pleasure. Don't mind the ridges, baby. That's with the scope. You know? Oh, man. They don't call this a dovetail for nothing.
Rail is really for.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'll give you the whole new meaning to rail. I can even imagine. Arg, sea hunters, our vast humanity, WTF Nation Radio crew. Arg. Oh.
God.
Who shoots the Somalis upon the sea? SpongeBob, Ice too. You know, fucking. Arg. I couldn't even imagine that shit, bro. Fucking going on a cruise to shoot skinnies.
Oh my God, that's fucking hilarious.
Of course, everyone's going to be pissed off about the fact that what kind of baller ass yacht is it? Now, you know, what we think is a yacht, what other people think is a yacht is fucking totally different. You know what I mean? It might make some fucking, you know, fucking, it might be some like fishing fucking trolley or something like that. Oh, this is like here, this yacht. It's not a fucking yacht, dude. Fucking, it looks like I should be, you know, singing fucking, you know, East Coast fucking Perfect Storm crying songs and shit. Lost at Sea and shit. Like the Gordon's Fisherman and shit. What kind of fucking crap is that? That ain't no fucking yacht. I'm thinking like Puff Daddy or some fucking, you know, big ass white and black fucking Michael Jordan. You know, he's got one down in fucking Florida. Michael Jordan. Have you seen his fucking yacht? And Tiger Woods yacht? Oh my God, dude.
Is it pretty sexy?
Oh my God, oh, dude! I thought it was like a fucking like a cruise ship. I literally thought it was a cruise ship. Oh, it's Michael Jordan's yacht. Really? Okay. All right, cool. Thank you. Yeah.
Indubitably.
Yeah, indubitably. And look, did they give you all the meals and amenities? Think about that shit, bro. Think about that.
Oh, there it is. Bam.
Yarg. The best you be. Prepare to be boarded. Okay. Last thing I want to talk about is the, you guys know, the downing or the crash of the KC-130 aircraft. It's been revealed that individuals of the Marine Special Operations Command, the Marine Raiders, were part of the crew that they died. They're part of the lives lost, up to 16 individuals. Now, here's the thing that fucking kind of got my ass. Something was posted on the main page. We're going to talk about that later. Something was posted on the main page about an Apache getting shot down, or not shot, shot at, and everyone was like, no one would ever fucking do that because we support the troops. Well, apparently, motherfuckers are taking the debris from the crash site. Fox News reports that the now investigation with the FAA is also now a federal investigation with the FBI due to the fact that individuals have been now removing debris from the crash site.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucked up.
That is fucked up.
So yeah. So that's what we're talking. Everyone's talking about everyone's throwing the conspiracy theories. Yes, it was a special operations bird. It was a bird carrying special operations soldiers, or Marines. I'm sorry, because they're not soldiers. They're Marines.
Right.
So it was kind of one of those things to where, yeah, I can't fucking believe that. If anything else, you know, you kind of respect on the. I mean, it sucks that did happen. It was an unfortunate event. If you're looking at the crash video, if you're looking at the video of the crash site, you can see it looks like the aircraft was trying to right himself because it landed on its top.
Yeah.
So, and you know, it looked like how its trajectory either fell from the sky. When people are reported that they heard a small pop and a low boom, and the aircraft was spiraling down. So. What sucks, like I said, is that people would fucking go over there and souvenir hunt, which we're going to talk about that later because I'm going to throw some pictures up from the main page about some of the shit that we covered over the week on U.S. Army WTF Moments. But tonight, we got Chris Brunetti. That's what I'm talking about. He's going to come on here. He's going to talk about his stuff that he's been working on. He was back here about a few months back, talking about his small documentary Glass, which was, you know, he's going to talk about how successful it was and how it raised the awareness of domestic violence. Also, it was mean, some of the story that he got kind of on the feels with, it was a true event that happened with him and his mom. And, you know, looking forward to him coming on and shooting the shit. And like I said, man, hey, so what do you got working on? Oh, I can't talk about that, Ice. And the next thing you know, fucking House of Cards comes up. There he is. He's probably on Games of Thrones, too. Or did I say that right? Is it Games of Thrones or Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Okay. What was that?
I gotta make sure you have that right.
I'm about to say, would you say below your breath, you motherfucker? Motherfucker piece of shit. It's Game of Thrones, not Games of Thrones. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, dude, if he fucking is hey, I'm also doing Game of Thrones. Really? Mm-hmm. Way to go, Chris. So he's coming on in about 10 mics. And so let me go ahead and take a break right quick, and let me cut it to the music and get everything set up so that way we can also going to show right before he comes on, we're going to show a little bit of his snaz reel, his Gucci reel, so that way he can see us, or he can see everyone can see what he's been working on. So with that, shots. Shouts.
With this pack of zigzags and this bag of this weed, it gives me the shit needed to be the most meanest MC on this earth. And since birth, I've been cursed with this curse to just curse and just blurt this berserk and bizarre shit that works and it sells and it helps in itself to relieve all this tension, dispensing these sentences, getting the stress that's been eating me recently off of this chest, and I rest again peacefully. But at least have the decency in you to leave me alone when you freaks see me out in the streets when I'm eating or feeding my daughter to not come and speak to me. I don't know you, and no, I don't owe you a motherfucking thing. I'm not Mr. Instinct, I'm not what your friends think. I'm not Mr. Friendly, I can be a brick if you tempt me. My tank is on empty. No patience is in me, and if you offend me, I'm lifting you 10 feet in the air. I don't care who was there and who saw me, just joy. You go call you a lawyer, file you a lawsuit. I'll smile in the courtroom and buy you a wardrobe. I'm tired of all you. I don't mean to be misguided, such rotten responses, and all of this controversy circles me, and it seems like the media immediately points a finger at me. So I point one back at him, but not the index or pinky or the ring or the thumb. It's the one you put up when you don't give a fuck, when you won't just put up with the bullshit they pull, cause they full of shit too. When a dude's getting bullied and shoots up at school, and they blame it on Maryland and the heroin, where were the parents at? And look where it's at, middle America. Now it's a tragedy, now it's so sad to see an upper class city having this happiness. Then attack Eminem cause I rap this way, but I'm glad cause they feed me the fuel to be able to top on my name is, and pigeonholed into some poppy sensation that caught me rotation at rock and roll stations, and I just do not got the patience to deal with these cocky Caucasians who think I'm some wigger who just tries to be black cause I talk with an accent and grab on my balls, so they always keep asking the same fucking questions. What school did I go to? What hood I grew up in? The why, the who, what, when, the where, and the how. Till I'm grabbing my hair and I'm tearing it out. Cause they driving me crazy. I can't take it, I'm racing, I'm pacing. I stand and I sit, and I'm thankful for every fan that I get. But I can't take a shit in the bathroom without someone standing by it.
Actually, a picture of the Antichrist crying. I like it. It's tasty.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Good evening, boys and girls. This is Tim Kennedy. I'm a Special Forces sniper, a Ranger qualified Green Beret, a UFC fighter. Please listen to us and the shenanigans that we're going to say. We will insult you. There will be racial slurs. We will be sexist. We will offend you. But there will be magic, and a unicorn will be raped. So enjoy the show. Thank you for listening on WTF Nation Radio.
I don't have the right words for what happened that day.
Army Captain Craig Squire had been captured by the Taliban, held hostage in the Kandahar province.
It's like a death garden or something.
Captain Conway got out of the plane and got Squire out. Don't even ask me how.
This election is...
Hello. U.S. Postal Inspectors. Mind if I ask what's in the package?
It's crochet needles.
Really? I love crochet.
Now let's see what's really in the package.
And she told him when he left and what he was driving.
Shane pulled up for a wild dog. Completely masked the sound of their gun.
He's still alive. What? He's on the phone.
Who's going to hire a kid with just a degree? You see, in this industry, you need connections and experience to survive. You've got to pay your dues. No one wants a kid who's wet behind the ears, only has a decent GPA and some student organization on his resume. Good luck finding a worthless job, let alone building a career like that. But you're free to go.
All right, we're back. Welcome back to WTFNationRadio.com, and our guest, once again, Chris Brunetti. What's up, bud?
What's going on?
Dude, holy, somebody gave me that reel of yours, and dude, holy crap, you're busy.
Yeah, I've been staying busy.
So, first off, after you refuel the generator and chase them chicks in that freaking in that other movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you did Max, and then you did the military advisor role, and then you came on and talked about the project with your mom, Glass. Tell us how the reception was with Glass, and tell us how it went.
So the premiere went really well. We were able to raise about $500 for the. Oh, wait a second. There you go. Can you hear me?
Yep, got you, man.
All right, good. Yeah, we were able to raise about $500 for the Care House, which was our the organization we partnered with for that. We then took it to Columbia, South Carolina, and premiered it at a film festival there. And then we were also invited to a film festival here in Florence, and it's going to be showing in August. And it's lined up to be in about 5 or 6 other film festivals throughout the year. And then to top it off, we were invited by Francis Marion to use the film on campus in this upcoming semester. So it's been really well received. It's definitely reaching a lot of audiences and doing what we hoped it would do.
Now, is there any other larger film distributors that are planning on picking it up to make it I wouldn't say more of a movie, but to throw it out there on the larger, I guess, network there?
Well, we'll see as it goes to some of the bigger festivals. My intent in making that film, it was kind of threefold. I mean, first it was to raise awareness about the issue. Secondly, it was to help local organizations who are dealing with that same issue. And then finally, it was more a proof of concept, I think, for my team, where we wanted to show what we were capable of, with minimal budget. And just on the strength of storytelling and camera work and production, so even if it doesn't get picked up, for wider release, or if it doesn't get picked up to be a feature, I think we've proved our point that, we're pretty damn good at our jobs.
No, from what I could see and from what you discussed, and I saw some of the, I've been getting some of your links, for some of the stuff that we talked about before, just watching it, the reception has been, wow.
Yeah.
You came on with your mom and told your story and got me all choked up and all that. And then I'm watching everybody's reaction and talking about it was pretty good. I mean, shout out to Francis Marion University too.
Absolutely.
They helped in that. And then what was the name of the charity that you were going to give it to? What was it called? You said the Care Family or something like that?
It's the Care House of the PD.
Care House of the PD. PEEDEE.
Yes. Yep.
And it's the you said that was in Columbia, South Carolina, correct?
Well, then they're in Florence, South Carolina.
Okay.
We did a film showing of it in Columbia.
Oh, in Columbia. What was the reception there?
It was really good. I mean, the Carolina Film Network, who showed the film, they were, just kind of floored by it. And they said that they'd seen a bunch of films, that dealt with domestic violence. But this was the first one that they really couldn't put down, that they, from the moment it opened, it just catches your attention. And once it's done, making its run in the film festivals, we'll be able to release it, for wider audiences on YouTube or Vimeo. That way everybody has a chance to see it. And I've had people, every time it's shown, I've had at least one person, if not more, come up to me and say, I was that person. I've been in that situation. And thank you guys for doing this.
Oh yeah, I mean, when we talked about it before, it was a lot of the awareness was, dude. I'm sorry, I'm just thinking about your mom's story, dude. It just, feels, man. And then you went through that. Watching it.
Yeah.
It's just awesome to see, to see being able. I guess you should say not awesome that it happened, but it's an awesome way of storytelling that you were able to bring it on the screen and have an impact. I mean, again, it's just enough accolades. I can't even give enough for what you've done. So, all right. Now, I did ask you in the last interview, hey, so what do you got lined up? And you said, hey, I really can't say anything about right now. And I was poking fun. And is it a big movie? And then you're like, no, it's good and all that, because we have tapes, we have recorded conversations.
Yep. Yeah.
And then you said,
if
no,
it's not recorded, it didn't happen.
Well, you said that you were working on something big, and we'll be surprised when it happens.
Yeah.
And then here comes freaking House of Cards.
Yeah.
That's me so freaking modest. Yes, indeed. Yes, I saw House of Cards. Have you watched that show? So tell us about that episode. Wait, we could spoil it, right? Or we could kind of talk about it. Oh, okay, cool. Spoiler alert if you guys haven't seen it, because it's gonna happen. Tell us what happened and how'd you get on that? How did you get on House of Cards, and then how did you get the role? Go.
So my amazing agent Carla she works her butt off for me, and she's always getting me all kinds of auditions for things that are way out of my league. I got the audition for this one, and it was a little trippy because the guy was blind. And anytime you get these auditions, you always kind of ask yourself, like, okay, how are we going to play this one? And my fiance Megan, who's always with me, was helping me record this one. And so we recorded it, and I did my best to emulate the speech patterns of people who are blind. And not that they talk any differently, it's just their eye contact and mannerisms are different. Apparently it was believable, and they liked it. But I sent it off into the nether and kind of forgot about it, because it's House of Cards, and I'm a relative nobody, so I just didn't think I would ever hear back from him. My agent called me up and told me about the offer, and my first words to her were, you're fucking kidding, right? And she's like, no, yeah, House of Cards really wants you to come on. So I showed up, and Jay Johnson, who he plays. He's in the same clip, like done, maybe 20 to 40 minutes. And that always makes me nervous. I'm like, why are you talking to everybody else so much more than me? Like, is my breath bad? Like, did I forget to wear deodorant? Like, what's going on? Do I suck that bad? That
you start becoming? Oh, you're saying you're becoming a stalker? Is that what happens? You end up becoming a stalker?
Yeah. I'm like, oh God, what's going on? So I definitely was waiting, because it's one thing to be on set and to be in the scene, but there's always that chance that like you said, you end up on the cutting room floor, and then it's something you talk about that nobody believes. So midnight of May 29th, rolling over into May 30th, I was on Netflix, watching it, and as soon as my blind ass came up on that screen, I was jumping up and down for joy.
You're blind. Yeah, I was wondering what was up with the goggles. I'm like, why are they? Oh, I forgot. It was for their.
It was blind. Yeah.
It was, you were blind, and it was for the thing, because somebody sent me a picture of, like, is this the Chris Brunetti that was on sergeant's time. I'm like, yeah, that's him. Well, he's like, why is he looking off into space or something like that? And there's no, I was like, I don't know, man. So I have to check it out. And then I'm like, oh, okay. Well, that specific role, what was the reason why you were shooting the scene? You said it was for like a pack or something like that. There was some.
Oh, yeah. So the guy who's running against Kevin Spacey's character, Francis Underwood, for president, was a war hero who was on this rescue mission to Afghanistan to get these guys out. And the mission goes belly up. And everybody else either freezes or gets wounded, and he comes in, the conquering hero, and gets the hostages out. And my character during that engagement ends up getting wounded and is blind. And the funny thing is, they say, why is he looking off into space? I'm an idiot at times and have a filter, and I say stupid shit at the worst possible times. So we're in there, and I'm talking with the director and the AD, and I was like, man, I'm glad you guys liked my audition, because when I sent it in, I was like, I hope they realize that I'm a blind guy and they don't forget, because then they'll be like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy, and why is he staring off into space? And as soon as I said it, I was like, that's probably the wrong thing to say.
Cut a room floor, cut it.
yeah, I was like, well, fuck.
So then,
sorry.
So
you're not the only ones that felt that way. I kind of was like, when I sent in the audition, I was like, I hope they don't think I'm, oh god. So, but all is well that ends well.
Or at least on Netflix. So I mean, that was good shit.
Oh yeah.
So are they looking to bring you back? Are they talking about bringing you back to that to do that again, or? Because it seemed like it's so close knit that you were able to just, I don't want to say it's like because you know a guy, but pretty much because you know a guy, and the next thing you know a guy, and then your agent's busting their ass to get you on, and then the next thing you know, you just so coincidentally run into the same people that you worked at before. You know what I mean? Is it that close knit?
It is. I got my start on Army Wives, and that was the beginning of building my film family. And to show you how close-knit it is, Brant Daughtry, who played Second Lieutenant Clark, General Clark's son in Army Wives, he and I are actually working together on a feature film that I'm helping associate produce called Another Tango, which is shooting this summer. And it will be, this will be the first time he and I have worked together directly since Army Wives. But, we've been kind of touching base. He was in a film called An Accidental Engagement, and he was flying out to the West Coast as I was starting to work on Honeymoon from Hell. So we just kind of keep bumping into each other. And there's a long list of people who I've worked with on Army Wives who I just keep running into, in Atlanta, in Baltimore, in pick a spot on the map. I work there.
What about my girl Catherine Bell? What about her? Have you seen my girl Catherine Bell come back? I mean,
I haven't. I haven't, unfortunately. I know she's been working and putting in work, but I haven't seen her. Haven't seen her since we wrapped, unfortunately.
I was just breaking balls, so don't tell her that.
No, it's all right. Yeah. If she heard our first interview, I'm pretty sure she already hates you. So
yeah, she does.
It can't get any worse, right?
Because the last one, I think we covered more about Catherine Bell than you. I think. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I know.
Because you were like,
it was like, I felt like the what they call it, the fat ugly friend. I was that.
You were like You were like the third heel.
Yeah. So tell us about your more interesting, more successful, more attractive friend.
Oh, come on, man. Shut up, Dick.
We don't actually want to hear about you. We just, at least you guys were honest about it.
Well, I mean, that's why we threw the joke in there. So, but anyways, so then you started doing another show because there was a picture of someone that sent me of you like holding a sniper, or it looks like you were a sniper rifle. Yeah. But it was like it's a true crime reenactment or something like that. Tell us about that. How'd you get that?
Yeah. Oh, so I've branched off into stunt coordinating, and I've done a series of it's cable network stuff on Discovery Channel, ID Discovery, True TV, and it's all these crazy shows about just crazy fucked up people. And that one was the series premiere of a series called Murder Calls, and it was about this guy who gets killed on a 911 call. Like, they're recording as he gets shot. And it was really weird because he was, on a farm, and, he called them and said, I was shooting at some, wild dogs, and I think I accidentally shot myself. And then, during the course of the call, he says, "Oh God, the gun went off again," and you can hear a second gunshot. And through the audio on that call, they were able to figure out that he had not shot himself, that he was murdered. And then they, trace it back to this love triangle. And, I played the best friend of the guy in the love triangle because, he was too much of a coward to do his own dirty work. So, he brings his best friend Aaron Moss into the thing, and, Aaron's the triggerman, so to speak. So I got to shoot at him from the barn, and then come down and finally kills him, and then they run off into the distance. That was my second time, I think, working with Jupiter Entertainment, who does all those shows. The first time I was playing this crazy white supremacist. Now track this down the rabbit hole. A white supremacist or neo-Nazi who's married to another neo-Nazi who tracks down and kills child molesters.
Whoa! So
that one,
that crazy, because these are mostly trailing real events though. Like, these are real people. Yeah. These are real case events that happened, and you have to reenact them, or you play the role in it.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah. So you
probably so that one. Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, you probably just read this shit going, oh my god.
Well, and the best part is it was that case was based on a small town in South Carolina, and we drove through the same town on the way to set. So it's just it's very bizarre. So I did that, and then I started doing stunt coordinating for them, and I got to do everything from the husband kills the wife, because of jaded lovers, and bar fights gone wrong, and probably the most intense one that I got to be a part of, and it was arguably the hardest and also most humbling. There's a show called Justice by Any Means that it examines all kinds of different cases, and they did kind of a re-examination of the Oscar Grant shooting that happened at Fruitvale Station back in, I believe it was 2009. Everybody heard about it. It was the one where they were, the transit authority cops, were threatening to tase him, and one of the cops pulls out his pistol instead of his taser, and shoots the guy.
This is the case that happened in Oakland, California, I think, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And my job, I was tasked with helping recreate the scene, and so I'm going over live footage, cell phone footage, just frame by frame, over and over and over again, just seeing the scene play out. And for that one, they interviewed his mom and his family and his friends, and when you know that these are the people who are going to be watching this, it's just that extra impetus to make sure that you get it right.
Yeah, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to be accused of exactly. You don't want to be accused of making it seem like the story is being changed by the media or something like that.
No, yeah.
Because then it would be kind of messed up. But I couldn't even imagine just having to recreate the scene. So you're basically recreating. You were one of the police officers reenacting, right? Is that what it was?
No, I was stunt coordinating on that one. So I was working with the director, and the actors, and helping them, go step by step in recreating it. So I was in charge of in charge of that entire portion of the episode. So I was kind of the one in charge.
Yeah. Well, go figure, Sarnt. You got to be in charge, Sarnt. That's right. Yeah. So now you said you were talking about stunt work, and people, for getting ready for the show, people were sending me little jokes that you've been doing on stunt. Jumping into foam, really? Is that what you need to do to train to stunt or something like that? Is that what you guys? What was that all about?
And I guess this is extremely timely. I have fun and I work my butt off, and I'm getting into stunts and stunt coordinating, things like that. And the training is hard, and it's populated by incredibly talented people. And as much as I joke around about it, it's very serious work. And today, today, my friends in the stunt community, I was seeing messages pop up, about an accident that happened.
Yeah, I saw that.
Stunt guy was working on The Walking Dead, and a stunt went wrong, and he ended up being seriously injured, and unfortunately he passed away, just a couple hours ago.
Oh man, sorry to hear about that, Brent.
So yeah, so it's tough, and as much as I like to joke and post goofy things about it, it is serious and very dangerous work, and when we train for it, we definitely take it very seriously. So that being said, obviously when I post stuff, it's all in fun and it's tongue in cheek, a lot of the times.
Well, I mean, is it most of the? I mean, in some of the background, I'm curious about, are some of the practical effects that you're using in your stunt work, are they literally you're kind of harnessed in, and is it almost like doing the real event when you're recreating it? Because I'm not familiar with the way that works. But
the short answer is yes.
Okay.
So we were doing a stunt coordinating on a film, and at one point in the film, one of the actors is force-fed alcohol and being tortured, and she spits it into a candle and creates a ball of flame. So in order to recreate that, we actually had a licensed fire breather on set, and we worked with the actress, and we showed her how it was done, and we showed her how to breathe, fire. I mean, the correct, authentic way.
Of course.
And when we did the shot, she breathed a ball of fire. I mean, there was, it was as real as it could get. With car crashes, I did a car crash scene not too long ago. And you go in and you modify the car to make it as safe as possible. And, we essentially bolt in a 5-point harness and it's designed very carefully. But I mean, at the end of the day, you're crashing a vehicle, one vehicle into another. So it's as safe as possible with being as real as possible, if that makes sense.
No, it makes complete sense. I'm just thinking about how I think there was also the guy who was the voiceover for The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, that also just recently passed doing doing some skydiving.
Yeah,
it was like yesterday, the day before.
It's no joke.
Yeah.
But the challenge is, especially with stunts, most people don't think about them. They don't, they appreciate the art, but they really don't understand everything that goes into it and the complexities and the danger involved. And there was, I believe it was on Resident Evil, there was a motorcycle accident or scene that went wrong and severely injured the stunt performer there. I mean, it happens fairly frequently, but it's not something that's really talked about or even thought about by most people. They like the big explosions and they like the good looking actors on screen, and there's so much that goes into it that I didn't even know getting into the industry.
So like when you shot, because a lot of people are talking about in the Facebook Live comments about your performance in the movie Max. Were you able to, aside from providing, because you did talk about it the last time you were on here about how you were able to assist them in their patrol techniques and all that, was it weird for them to, like, you were, like you said, you did your own stunt because you knew how to do this. But were there anybody else that say, okay, cut, and then they had to put somebody in there to do it as well because the actor couldn't be involved or something like that? And there's some sort of...
Well, there were, and I don't want to say the wrong person. I know.
okay.
Luke, who's the main actor, and Robbie, who's one of the main actors. They definitely, they were hard chargers, and they did everything that was asked of them. I believe for a couple of scenes, Luke had a stunt double, and there was a stunt team there. And on that one, I was working kind of as a hybrid, military advisor, assistant, because they had a very capable and amazing military advisor on there. Major Rich is what they called him. He was an awesome dude. But I was helping out specifically with the combat scenes, and I worked with Robbie and Luke in weapons handling and patrolling techniques and what to do in reacting to contact rather. And I worked with one of the stunt coordinators that was on there to help design the little fight scene where one of the Afghani villagers pulls a gun on Max, and Robbie comes in and saves the day. And so it was kind of a blend of both. The actors definitely did as much heavy lifting as possible, and they also had some very capable stunt doubles who came in. And the irony was, I actually had my first stunt double because the dogs, the trained dogs, we weren't allowed to handle them or grab them in case that something went wrong, and or God forbid they got injured or they injured somebody else. So I tackled Luke and pushed him out of the way, and then they had to have somebody come in, one of the animal handlers, dress as me, and then jump on the dog. So I got a kick out of the fact the stunt double had a stunt double.
For the dog.
Yeah, to protect the dog.
To protect the dog, but or to protect. Now, were those real military working dogs or trained dogs, or they were just?
No, those were as far as I know, they were just trained,
to do whatever.
Movie dogs.
Yeah, movie dogs. Yeah.
Yeah, there were, I think there were like 7 of them, either 7 to 9 dogs specifically to play Max. And they were funny, man. They had their own personalities. They were exceptionally well trained and hardworking dogs. But man, there was one point, and it was one of the hardest scenes to film, believe it or not. It's just the Max, the dog, walking down the hill from point A to point B. And they wanted him to walk down the center of the hill, and the dog that they were having do it was like, I'm just going to take the path of least resistance, which isn't down the center of the road. And so they over and over and over again, they're having the dog do this. And the dog just kept, going his own way. Like he got from point A to point B, but the way he felt like doing it. And at one point, in the middle of a take, the dog decided he just wanted some water. So he just walked off and went to his bowl and drank some water and sat down. He said, I'm going to take a break.
What are you gonna do? You can't argue with a dog's gonna bite you if you know.
Yeah. He was just like, you can keep asking, but I'm done trying.
Now, when is it mostly in the? Is there like a man card for actors when they get a stunt? Like, 'cause the big name actors like Tom Cruise hangs off of a freaking aircraft. Is it like a butthurt thing when an actor is being told no, you can't do the stunt? You have
it depends on the actor, for sure, but it's also, I think they understand, the things, these stunt guys are capable of, some of it is damn near inhuman. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, exactly.
And just the specialized skills that they have, whether it's driving, whether it's gymnastics, whether it's high falls, it takes them years and years and years to become proficient in those, in those skills. And it's not something, they make it look easy. They make it look like, oh, I can just, go there and fall 30 feet onto that airbag and it's going to be fine. Until you try it and you're like, yeah, no, this is fucking dumb. How do you do this? But it's because they're exceptionally well trained. And so I think most actors understand that, they know where their limits are, and they understand that these guys are the utmost professionals, and that's why we bring them in.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, because I know you always hear kind of like the braggart of the Hollywood world that says, well, I do my own stunts and I train for this stunt because I'm going to do my own stunt, and I'm doing my own stunt. I'm like, because I don't need a stunt person. I'm thinking, dude, is it like it's almost like, are you trying to be like, it's a shameful thing to have a stunt person? Is it like a hit on your machismo or some shit? You know what I mean?
When I get important enough to have a stunt double on a regular basis, I will let you know.
Chris, you are important, man. House of freaking Cards, dude. I was hoping, I'm waiting for you to drop hey, I'm going to be on Game of Thrones. Are you going to be on that one too? Is there any other projects that you're going to be working on that we don't know about that's kind of big that you think we're going to be getting you back on for?
Right now, I'm kind of, it's been a dry season as far as, I had some pretty big opportunities, and it was down to me and a couple other people on some big name shows, but a lot of swings and misses. So right now, I'm working on a couple of smaller movies. Another Bollywood film, which I'm excited about.
What, did you see Bollywood?
Yeah.
You gonna
So
be
there was a
like any
Bollywood feature that shot last year in Atlanta, and I got to stunt coordinate on that. It was a lot of fun. I mean, we were doing a 10-car chase sequence through downtown Atlanta on the same day that Alabama was playing whoever the hell they played for the
whoever the
national
hell
title.
whoever the hell they played.
The game they played before they played Clemson, so I didn't care.
Okay. You're saying you're not a Clemson fan?
No, I am a Clemson fan. That's why I like the game before. I didn't care who
gotcha.
they were
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. That was that was a lot of fun. A little bit crazy.
So were you able to? Is it because I saw somebody sent me a link to some Bollywood films and they showed that one guy shooting a car and then he shoots like the one tire and it flips 5 times in the air. That flies over him as it's flipping. He grabs the driver through the window and then the vehicle lands behind him and he's slapping the cuffs on him as the Jeep explodes behind him. Is it that outlandish? Is it that kind of stuff you're doing?
The ones that I was doing aren't. And what it would require to do that, I mean, that's a huge budget. Those are very complex stunts that,
okay.
I mean, are doable. And I mean, but you're talking about composite green screen shots in big studios, where you have, the thing that can rotate the car around as it flies over the axle,
gotcha.
so you can get that piece. You're going to have a car that's specially made, with pistons and or cannons underneath it to help cause it to flip. I mean, that's
you're already speaking about out of my dude. I have no idea what you're talking about. You're talking about pistons and dealing with
doable. I can tell you the broad strokes of how to do it, but I can also tell you that that's above my pay grade. Right now, it's just the car chases and car crashes and fights and gunplay and a little bit of fire. So
yeah, exactly.
I'm working on it.
No, that's cool. I mean, now what was that involved? What was the? Can you talk about that one, or is that another hush hush? Or I can't.
Which one? Because those were like 4 different ones.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
the ones you can talk about. Which ones did you shoot?
So some of the cooler things I've gotten to work on. Now I got to work on a couple of rap music videos for some pretty popular rappers.
What?
I'm not. Yeah. That's one of the ones I did. It was a car crash.
Oh, can you talk about who this big baller rapper is or no?
I can't yet.
Okay,
When
gotcha.
it comes out, I will definitely tell you. I can say one, I didn't know who he is, but as soon as I called, my fiance and my friends, they were like, "Oh my God, you don't know who that is?" I was like, "I don't listen to a whole lot of music."
Yeah.
And
you don't know who that is?
Yeah, when it comes out, I'll be able to tell you.
Okay.
But it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good, and he is very well known. Was an amazing guy. Very cool to work with. I will say that I gave him my normal quote and all that for the job, and they accepted, and I came in, and we were doing everything we can with the car to get it set up for the car crash and all this and that. And the next day we're on set, and his bodyguard pulled up in a Bentley, and he pulled up in this really nice G-Wagon, and my first thought was I should have asked for more money. And then when I told my fiance who I was working for, she was like, "Oh, you should have asked for
more money." Yeah. Can you? I mean, really, dude, that's kind of like you're kind of giving them the trade secrets, but I don't know. Depends on how you make it turn out. Do they give you ever I guess it would be like a tip or something like that? They give you
no. Well, and honestly, I mean, I wouldn't. I can't say I wouldn't accept it, but I would never expect or ask for it. I definitely am. Everybody I've worked for has taken really good care of me, and I have, absolutely no complaints outside the fact I just want to work more.
No, I hear you. I think it's more important for you to get your name out there more than it would be, because then of course I don't know. I guess the money would be coming in more, or the pay would be a little bit more.
Well, and it's something that builds on itself. I come in and do a good job, and I've seen this time and time again. I come in and I do a good job. I'm professional. I make sure everything looks good, everything's done well, everything is safe, and everybody goes home in one piece.
Yeah, exactly.
And it leads to more work. I mean, inevitably. And actually, from that specific job, that I was just talking about, I got a phone call today from, somebody else who said, "Hey, I heard you did this for this guy. We have a scene coming up. We'd love you to work on."
That's awesome.
And that's the biggest thing for me. I mean, it's you know, just as long as I'm upholding my end of the bargain, I'm doing a good job. People are happy with the product I'm bringing to the table. I've always said if you focus on quality, everything else will follow.
Yeah, of course. No, of course. Hey, so I'll tell you who can help you out with a gig.
I'm listening.
There, Dale Dye, who he is?
I do. Dale Dye. He's doing the and if you know him,
he was on the show.
He was requesting him on Facebook or
he was on the.
He's doing a World War II movie, isn't he?
Well, God damn it! Go ahead. Tell me what he's doing, because I was going to tell you that. You ruined my thunder. Way to go, Chris. Go ahead. Tell us what you're going to say. Tell us what's happening. Tell us what you got. What you know.
Okay, so it's probably not as much as what you know, but he is planning on doing a World War II movie that focuses on, I want to say, a bomber squadron.
A bomber squadron and the landing of Normandy with the 82nd, not the 101st.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Yes.
I know a guy who does stunts and is a little bit of an actor who was with the 82nd.
I was about to say, and there are some individuals on the WTF Nation staff who are jump masters. So anyways, that would, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm getting at? He came on to the show a few weeks back, and he came on and graced us with his omnipotent presence. And the dude is a great guy, and we still have his digits and all that, and I'm pretty sure we can get the front desk to link you up and say, hey, you came on here, and we recommended you because to join us, because he was looking. He actually asked for a call out for anybody who served. I mean, he said, I need jump masters, I need medics, I need MPs, because what he wants to do is, he's really getting it. So he's really getting at the authenticity. However, you being part of the 82nd, I think that, or back in the day, I think you'd be able to contribute a little bit. Now, granted, you weren't in 1944, but I think as a veteran of the 82nd Airborne, you would probably be probably a big thing. So what we'll do is when we cut break and let you go, we'll make sure that we get the digits from Dale Dye to say, hey, look. So that way we can get it to you. Because right now he's doing an Indiegogo right now for it, and he's raising some cash, and he needs some capital to kick it up to start it off first. And so if you we'll get you all the information and stuff like that to help to say, hey, look, is it okay if we get information? We want to pass the name, and then we're good to go, and then that's it. So that way we're not giving up his information to you. You know what I mean? Because it's a kind of a respect thing. We don't want to breach our hosts. Because I know if somebody wanted to work with you, you'd get pretty pissed off. I was like, yeah, here's fucking Chris's shit. You'd be like, hey, dude, what the fuck are you doing? And Dale Dye is a bad motherfucker, and I don't want him to chase my ass down and say, hey, motherfucker, why'd you give up my shit? So he's really intense in doing this, man. So
100%, absolutely. Okay. I mean, talk to him, give him my information, let him know I've been trying to get a hold of him. I would love to work with him and help him in any capacity, humanly possible.
What are you talking about? So do I. We got a lot of us here wouldn't mind doing it. We have medics. We have some medics. We have some clerks. We have some jump masters. We have we got some individuals. We have some artillerymen. We have people on our staff that can. That could help out. We're all, we're pumped when he started saying that I'm going to make a movie. It's going to be about World War II. And he started talking about the 82nd. I'm like, holy shit, dude. This guy is really freaking getting into it. So we'll get you, the front desk will get you some information on that. So that way we'll make sure it's okay for him to link him up and say, hey, here's this guy, here's this kid, blah, 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 blah. And then we'll let him reach out to you. So that way we're not, I guess you could say we're not stalking him. You know what I mean? Because he did come on and shoot the shit with us. So, hey, Chris, thanks for coming on, man. Always a pleasure. Always welcome to come back. Just hit us up. Say, hey, I got something else going on, like you've always been. Dude, you're almost a damn part of the staff already. You've come on here so fucking much. We got a Chris Brunetti graphics file for you now. So
I'll take it.
So any shout outs you want to throw out? I mean, because I know you always want to throw some shout outs for every project that you do.
Dude, absolutely.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, and I guess
thank you, Mom.
This time I'll take a little different venue. Just say if anybody's listening, or if you guys know of anybody who's interested, wants to be a part of this crazy life, wants to know what it takes, dude, I'm here to help. There's so many people in this industry who gained absolutely nothing by taking time and investing in me, but they did it because, that's just how it works. Somebody down the line invested in them and made them good at what they did, and so they're repaying the favor. If anybody who's listening needs help, wants to get into, film or TV, just ask. I'm here. I'm accessible. I'm available, and I love helping people, especially if you're veterans. The skills we learned in the military, believe it or not, actually blend really well with the TV and film world. And that, yeah, I don't know what else to say except
cool.
I'm here. Anytime anybody needs me, just get a hold of me, and if I can help out, I will.
Good shit. All right, guys. This is Christian Brunetti. If you want to follow him on his Facebook page, we got him tagged already on the main page at U.S. Army WTF Moments, and of course, we got him followed on the WTFNationRadio.com. Your Facebook page is Christian Brunetti, The Crazy Journey of an Athlete, Actor, and Dad.
Yep.
And then, you, of course, thanks again, brother, for always coming on. And then we'll see you when you come back.
All right, I appreciate it. Bro.
Hey, hang on here so that way Spanky can get some of your particulars and all that stuff, and then you can go from there. All right, man.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much, brother.
Hey, thanks, brother. Appreciate it. All right.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith
disturbing. Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
And we're back. Welcome back to WTFNation.com. On segment number 3, I've had some coffee. Sorry. Woo. Anywho. Well, great guess. Always like having Chris coming on. It's kind of good to have that kid. Just watch him grow. I feel like I'm watching the kid grow before my eyes. I mean, he's a good kid. So, anyways. So, going on to the next segment. Are you guys there? Are you guys just listening to me or laughing or whatever?
We're here.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm still here.
Okay, I just
front desking.
Oh, you're sergeanting. So now we're gonna do stories from the inbox, pictures posted from the inbox that you have probably asked about. Hey, what's up with that? And wanted to know some background about it. And so it's sergeant's time. We've been doing the third segment. The third segment. So it's like stories from the inbox. So first off, everyone's been talking about, and we've received special requests for an individual that has been on a range on Fort Bragg. And I guess this guy, is freaking, he must be a superstar or something like that. He's like the best trainer in the world and only knows how to train soldiers and only he knows how to do whatever. So, said dumbass is on a range. Everybody knows what happens. What is the cardinal rule of a range when there's weapons on the ground and then people walk onto the range? What is the big rule? What is the big boy rule, I guess you would say? You don't touch your weapons. You don't pick them up. You don't mess them when there's people downrange looking at targets, right?
Right.
So apparently this guy, Mr. Dumbass, and let me direct your attention to Facebook Live or Mixer if you're looking at. So there's an image that was sent to us, and it was an individual who was pointing a weapon downrange, and there were individuals down, obviously checking out their targets. Immediately, obviously, of course, there are people out there who are armchair quarterbacks, of course, because they were there. We get the story and say, hey, look, what happened? Because that's the way it works. We'll get a story, we'll get a pic, or we'll get something like that. We always want to make sure that we don't have the infamous, well, did you Did you know that 3 Humvees fell out of a parachute? We want to vet our shit. We want to make sure that it's good stuff and it's legit. And so we asked around and got some information, and it turns out that, yes, that was no shit. There's no Photoshop involved. That was a real photo. One thing that I have learned while I've been in my few decades in the Army is that when there are people downrange, you don't even pick up a weapon. You do not conduct preliminary marksmanship training in front on the gun line. What you do is you move to the side of the building or whatever. Guy. Now, here's where it gets kind of fishy. Immediately it was loaded, then it wasn't loaded or whatever. Okay. Then there he is, pointing the fucking weapon downrange. Sergeant First Class, as a matter of fact. 82nd Airborne. So, of course, everybody and their mother, they're flipping the fuck out saying, oh, well, this isn't true and the weapon's not loaded. Hey, you know what really pisses me off is when fuckers, they're making excuses for the guy so he doesn't get fragged. Because apparently this guy would appear to be untouchable to that community, specifically at large, and has had issues in the past or whatever. I don't fucking know, but when you start taking up for the guy for something that's clearly that right there, that's what stripes are. Stripes are the badge of ensuring that the range, something like that, like a range, is conducted properly. Half the guy information that we received is the guy who's been running around acting as RSO and a safety at the same time, which you can't do both. So, a lot of drama on that. Of course, everyone's like, well, maybe there were no rounds in the weapon.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. What was that
What's
you
the
said?
first rule of weapon safety?
Never point a weapon you don't intend to kill or pull the trigger on. Always keep the weapon on safe. If there's any way, obviously, we can go on all the axioms, but you said it best when we were talking about it in the office, when you said more people have died from unloaded weapons than loaded weapons, because the individuals have presumed that, as a matter of fact, there was just a fucking case where a military veteran shot a 9-year-old girl. He was showing how to fucking use a weapon, and he pointed the weapon at his little girl's head and shot her right in the fucking head. As brutal as it sounds and as callous as it sounds, that's why you don't fucking play around with weapons like that. You don't point weapons unless you're going to use it. Always assume that a weapon is loaded. That's straight up NCO, that's sergeanting. If you're a Sergeant First Class and you're getting corrected and you get told and you tell somebody to fuck off, and then individuals are slowly clearing your class because they don't want to see what's going to happen next, welcome to the main page.
I hope this motherfucker writes us.
Oh man, I mean I've been hoping this guy, Sergeant First Class. All we can say is Sergeant First Class, 82nd Airborne is what I was told to say. There you go. So, and then of course, public affairs.
Combat
yeah,
range because he's a fucking cool guy.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Look at that. I mean, look at he's got his shit up. He's got some Peltors on, and
yeah, you think he's a fucking cool guy?
He's a cool guy, dude. Cool guy with that looks like a magazine, the magazine sack in the back. It's pretty freaking
pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Is that an IR flag on his sleeve?
Well, Fort Bragg policy states, because we asked and we did some research. Some units require that you are required to wear an IR flag at any time you are conducting training, and is authorized for wear in a field environment. So unit policy. It sets that and all that. I know some other units too that do that, like Fort Carson and all that. Well, except for Fort Carson, what we're hearing some rumors and we're waiting for that to come down is that their individuals aren't authorized to wear combat patches because, again, of course,
somebody might be offended.
Well, no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if you got a combat patch, you got to make sure you have a fidget spinner with you, so that way if someone is offended, you can give it to them. Being a dick.
Yeah, you say that. Fuck.
And I'm serious, dude.
I see though.
Yeah. I mean, when you really think about that, I mean, everyone's saying, "Oh, what's the big deal?" Look at that shit. It almost looks like he's like almost active shootering type shit. You know what I mean? I mean shootering, but I know it's a serious subject. But it's the best I can fucking do to sit there and make sure that you want to make. Hey, if you're not gonna fucking take that fucking on-the-spot correction, if you're, especially if you're a senior NCO, man, that's something that you would expect to see a fucking, buck starting to do because he's playing grab ass or tries to be cool. You know what I mean? And he's trying to be cool. I mean, combat shirt. You know, I've never worn those fucking shirts.
They're not that fucking great.
No, well, obviously you could see the individuals wearing one a little bit too small, but that's what they feel like. They feel I feel like I would look like that guy if I wore it. You know what I mean? I feel like it would be really constricting and like suffocating. Yeah, I didn't say fat guy. You did. You mean a fat guy? Shut up! I'm not a fat guy. I'm big boned.
No.
Big boned. I'm not fat. No, I don't know if he was a leg or not. You know.
You know, we'll just assume he's a fucking leg.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not blaming the 82nd. Oh, come on, James. You know that. It's just I'm not blaming the 82nd. He was in the 82nd, range 41, which is an enduring range is what they call. I mean, if you really want me to get to that type of, you know, that sucks. I mean, it's you know, I don't know if he was a leg or not. Well, I don't know if he was in the 82nd. Everybody in the 82nd is required to jump. So I don't know if too many legs in the 82nd. I don't even know if they even allow them legs anymore because I know the whole division is supposed to jump, especially when they hit DRB and GRFs and they're all DRF cycles and shit. So I don't know what it says now, but no, there he is, Mr. Fucking cool guy. Look at that. Oh, I'm cool. I'm gonna blow my soldiers' brains out. Look at that. It's fucking crazy. So that's another story on there. What happened to the chick? No, we don't know what happened with. No, she did not apply, and if she did apply, we would not tell you. Spider eater. Fucking spider eater. That chick, man, she put some fuckers down. Another story we got. Kind of. Somebody told me it would be funny if I did the music, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the music. I wonder, because of the new updates that are happening with everybody's shit, if you guys will be able to hear it. But I think the audience will be able to hear it, but I don't know if you guys will be able to hear it. So, Fort Bragg, North Carolina, Fayetteville, an Apache in the sky.
Oh, shit.
Anywho. AH-64 flying in Fort Bragg around Simmons Army Airfield around the area, came back. Flight technical inspectors and crew chiefs, because you know they don't fly with their aircraft when they're doing their post-flight inspection. Notice sizable amount of bird shot in the rear stabulator. Stabulator is that big fin thing in the back. I guess it looks like a stabulator. It looks more more like the wing or something like that. I can't tell. I don't know. But anyways, but yeah, it's bird shot. Straight up.
It's pretty good spread on that pattern.
It is. So I'm guessing it was probably a long barrel. It actually probably was a duck gun, I'm thinking.
32-inch, 34-inch barrel.
Yeah, has to be for the spread to be so tight, and that because you know if the aircraft's flying at a good 400 or 500 feet, just right above the treetops when it's flying around the range roads or along their hunting areas in Fort Bragg, and I'm guessing that's probably what it was. So yeah, get him, Paul.
Stop the big metal bird out of the sky.
Everyone's like, well, you know, it was rednecks and all. Of course, you know, I love the comments. The comments in the fucking. Well, anytime the main page decides to post something that's gaining some traction, and people, of course, again, we're talking about the armchair soldiers that would like to talk, whatever. They were like, oh well, rednecks would never do that. No shit. No shit. Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, you're right, Topher. We're back at Bragg. I didn't realize that too. Another Fort Bragg story. I don't remember the times when I was at Bragg where I have exited an aircraft and I have landed in an area where the jump master was not supposed to put me at, and then I'm hearing rustling in the woods and I see said deer running across the fucking woods with some shit that he found because of a specific schools or training events that happen around Fort Bragg. That's where you get all the cool TA-50. So, especially if you go to there's a big drop zone called Sicily Drop Zone. And this thing is where the 82nd does their drops, right? So, it's not OPSEC, it's fucking, it's everybody knows. Matter of fact, they even put it on their fucking Facebook page. Hey, you want to go do a Saturday fun jump? Go to Sicily Drop Zone at 300 and you can, join in and have fun. Ready to fight tonight, right? Yeah, I'm thinking. I don't know if it's a stub. I think it might part of a stubby wing. I didn't get the image very good the way it was taken. I'm thinking that I don't know if it could be a stabulator or not because there's not no link on there in the back. Something might have been a hard point. I can't tell. Here we go. It's the wing. There you go. Thank you. Fox Golf. Thank you. So when the 82nd jumps, I'm not saying I have ever participated in such unit. However, I have. And you exit the aircraft at a certain altitude, and you're exiting at night, and you feel a little bit lighter because everyone's piling on you to get out of the aircraft. You'll lose a ruck. You'll lose whatever. Anyways, it's not uncommon for you to lose gear. Rucksack will fall. Hell, weapons fall off the fucking, because they're individually rigged items of equipment. And so the next morning, after everyone's training and shit's blowing up and all that, the next morning, that's when when they all fucking, it's almost like The Walking Dead. It's almost like you could hear fucking, exactly. You hear fucking, you hear ATVs and trucks rolling around in the drop zone early in the morning, in the middle of the fucking night. And that's where you see them. You see headlamps and all that stuff. They're looking for fucking chutes. They're looking for fucking TA-50, so that way at Airborne Joe's or where the fuck stores outside the gate, they can sell your shit. Helmets, fucking knives. Because, I'm serious, man. And fucking, if you ever Fort Bragg, and you go check it out, tell them I sent you, and then they'll know exactly who I am. And then they'll able to give you the keys of the drop zone. you can check it out.
Here's my question: how the fuck are you gonna sell a shoot off post?
Well, see, that's another thing too. It sucks because what people don't realize when you exit an aircraft and you have that shoot, you're actually signed. You're technically signed for it when you assume responsibility and you've given your name. You're not really signing a piece of paper. When you receive your shoot at the shoot draw. So you give them your social, you say ice, blah, 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 and then that's it. And then, okay, thanks. There you go. Here's your reserve, and then go to the next track to get your main, and then you set it up for rigging, and then you're good to go. At least my experience is in the 82nd, that's the way it works. And then you lay your shit out, you're in the pack shed, and then you're there and you're hanging around, and then they say, okay, get it on. And you get it on, then you sit 4 or 5 hours in a fucking harness before the airplane actually shows up. And then you're all rigged the fuck up, and then you sit there and wait, and then you waddle. Well, me being I'm not big boned, but I'm short legged, I guess you'd say. I got T-Rex arms or something. I'm not a really big guy. I mean, I guess, 5'9" or something like that. It's not very big compared to an average paratrooper who is 6'4" and picks up his ruck like whatever. So that was always funny when I'm pulling jump master duties at the time. They're like, "Oh, you jump master need some help getting on the plane." Like, fuck you. You get on there and shit like that, and you jump and you exit the aircraft. You get stuck in the trees. You get out of the fucking harness, and then you go to the turning point, right? What $4,000 parachute you signed for? You got to go back and get it. If you got stuck in it. It's not like, I got stuck in the trees. Fuck, sucks to be you. And then that's it. So then they take statements and all that. Now, if you have the new hotness of parachute, which is the T11 they're using now.
Right now, yeah.
Yeah, T11 and the MC6. Some units use SF10s or -1s, whatever flavor of fucking chutes they're using now. It was like coincidental that a parachute ended up missing on a drop zone, and then you have almost identical said chute. There you go. CID actually chases more on guys who like to sell radios and stuff, because you'll be surprised what you find on the drop zone the next morning. You're walking on the drop zone the next morning or whatever, or they'll get a detail to come make you get the damn chute the next morning because you left it out there because it got too late if you're doing a night jump. Like, okay, you're going to come back and first sergeant, you need to send a detail out and all that. So, I want to make sure my soldiers aren't getting dicked over. So I go, hey, what was your chute? And they put them over here. So, yeah. I'm not saying that I have several parachutes myself hanging in my garage, but I'm just saying, Deer does that. So going back to the freaking, rednecks in Fort Bragg are very, they're more patriotic or whatever. Oh, no. Don't even go there. There is all shapes and sizes of motherfuckers going out there to pilfer TA-50. Crackheads and shit. going out there trying to build meth labs and stuff, and then fucking, or the
Meth
guy.
labs.
Oh yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, dude. Well, Fort Bragg, man. Back in the day, I don't know how it is now, but back in the day, those fuckers are. You'd find some crazy ass shit, and you'd see people hanging out there just bullshitting around and fucking around. You thinking that's part of like some sort of secret special ops things or something like that, and the next thing you know, you're like, "Hey, I saw you guys training," and they're like, "I'm fucking training. What the fuck was that? Oh, okay, whatever." So there used to be oh, I don't want to talk about Fort Bragg anyways, but I'm talking about Fort Bragg again once again. So yeah, so somebody shot a fucking Apache with birdshot. Now, I don't know. Everyone says, "Well, no. What if it hit?" I love the armchair quarterbacks. Well, what if it hit a bird or something like that, or might have kicked up some dust?
Dust will do that.
Yeah, dust will do. Yeah, dust will do that. I've flown into I don't know, when I flew my Apache helicopter and I flew into some pigeons. That's what happened. That's what it looks like. Yeah, definitely. I just think it's funny watching that shit. Just seeing all that stuff. There's no way American would never shoot. Blah blah blah. Speaking of which,
bullshit. You get alcohol on some guys.
Oh yeah. Or you're like fucking Pookie running some steels out there in the fucking woods. I'm not saying. Love you, Pooks. I can't wait to buy this shit, man. I want to buy the shit you got, buddy. Sitting there, get some stills going and all that. You damn right I want some moonshine. I haven't had moonshine in forever. But yeah, everyone, there's no, and I'm not picking on everybody. I mean, outdoor people generally tend to have a, they would even admit it. I'm a redneck or whatever, or country people, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But it's, it's generally, you're not seeing people who are, who are college kids running out there in the fucking, in the back 40 wearing mossy oak or some shit. Maybe if they were an Aggie or something, but, yeah, so. No, fuck that. It's got shit. So speaking of which, that kid, you remember that kid way back in the day that got in trouble for bringing live rounds? Actually, we don't know what happened, but we heard about that NTC, that helicopter that got shot down at NTC during an engagement.
Yeah, live rounds.
Yeah. He live rounds and he locked and loaded on the Apache and fucking forgot that he had his BFA on there and he blasted the BFA off and the Apache took some rounds and all this other shit. So I mean, he got court-martialed.
Really?
Yeah. So somebody threw it in the notes, and then I was like, "Oh, interesting, yeah." And then somebody said, "Oh, yeah, that was on the WTF moments." I'm like, "Oh, really? Okay, cool. What is it? What happened? What do you mean?" "Oh man, didn't you know that Apache got shot down by a soldier at NTC?" I'm like, "Really?" Of course, I'm feigning fucking ignorance, and along with the burning strikers and all sort of shit. Yeah, I didn't know it had rounds in it. Sorry, I'm sticking to the Cav. That's the Cav accent. Yeah, I just want to make sure that you. Yeah, you make Super Secret Squirrel, Casey. Those are people who are in that community that do Super Secret Squirrel stuff. Sorry, they do that stuff there.
Indubitably.
Yes, indubitably. They do all sorts of training out there and stuff like that, and do training and to do training and do training. So that was the whole fucking point of it. Yeah. So anyways, again, don't fucking, the lesson is don't point guns at Apaches. And, because if they were downrange, that Apache would have fucking turned the fuck around and launched his in his ass. You know what I mean? I'm serious, because that's what happened, because I hear, I got, back in the community when I was in the aviation world, and I'd hear about the Apache pilots flying back and all that. They're like, "Ooh, yeah, fucking guy shot me, and we turned that fucker around and found him running." It's like, they already have a camera that can see you 7 miles out at night, and you're glowing because you're fucking sweating your ass off running away from it. You're like bright white in the FLIR, or whatever the fuck they call it. So... Another story, another post on the main page. Now, this is a serious note, and it's kind of... Look, guys, hey, you don't know the fucking details of what happened, then shut the fuck up. So, the commanding general of the 10th Mountain Division wrote a letter and published it, issued at July 10th. And to the soldiers' families and civilians of Fort Drum on Sunday morning, our North Country community suffered a Devastating loss with the deaths of a young military spouse, Nicole Walters, and then New York State Trooper Joel Davis. A soldier from 1st Brigade Combat Team, Staff Sergeant Justin Walters, had been charged with the taking of their lives, and obviously it goes into the details of what's going on with the investigation. And he's even said that there's going to be conversation in the media and all that other stuff. So it's important, and this is what kind of took me aback, is that this guy's like, hey, it's important to me to know that there are services on post to help you or your family if this situation is overwhelming you. Please join me in remembering a member of Fort Drum family and the New York State Trooper who sacrificed himself in effort. Now, from what we got from the details from that event is that there was a domestic violence issue. She was already dead before the cop showed up, and he fucking showed up and shot the cop. Cut and dry. That's alleged, of course, because he's been detained now. He's under arrest, and he's currently being held. I fucking didn't like the fucking comments seeing out that shit, dude. Really? Everyone's talking about, well, it's because the cop was doing this. Fuck, man. Stop it. You don't know the fucking details of it. I mean, it could have, I gotta tell you what, it could have fucking been a lot of shit. I don't fucking know. I wasn't there. But the fact that is that when one of our own, they turn on, the law enforcement community, I mean, you're going to have some bad apples out there. Now, everyone's going to start saying, oh, it was, PTSD, it was this, it was that. But some of the comments in there were fucking, I am just shocked that some of these individuals, and of course, everyone's, once again, throwing their fucking comments out, so. But yeah, it was, she was shot dead already there. And then, of course, everyone's making excuses for the guy to do it. And then one of the stupidest things that I saw was they blaming TRICARE. So I'm like, okay. But, yeah, just pay respects and move along. You know what I mean? Nobody fucking knows what happens. Why somebody would do that. Just feel sorry for the kids. I think they had kids.
They did.
So, oh, shit. I didn't see who the fuck. Did somebody call? You gonna fucking flush, dude? I don't think so, buddy. D-Max? No way, dude. No. I just have a bad feeling. I got a bad feeling about D-Max when he wants to call. But anyways. Another fucking post there we got. Hey, don't eat the MREs at Fort Drum because you could die. And then, of course, get yours now. The Army wife fucking heels or pumps, whatever the fuck you want. What do they call those shoes now? Pumps, heels, camouflage. That says Army wife on there because, toughest job in the Army, right? So I just, holy shit. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you gonna? Yeah. No. Please no. I'm tired. It's almost like getting stupid craze over the marketing of stuff. There's just some things that don't need to have Army added to it. Some pumps and fucking camouflaged, and then it says Army wife on there. What's next? What exactly? What's next? Instead of somebody's draws and hang on. God damn it. Okay. I fucking swear. Hi, D-Max. What's going on?
Hey, no, I had a question for you.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
You hear about the Michael Rood guy that was the National Reservist here in Washington State?
No, what's up with that? What happened?
He actually called the police from Fife, Washington, and told them he was suicidal and wanted suicide by cop, and led him on an 11-mile chase to about a mile from my house, got out of his car, and chased them down with a knife, and they ended up shooting him.
Holy crap.
What's your opinion on that as an NCO? And he was only 22. He's an infantryman. I don't really know what to think about it.
Well, that's a good question. What I think...
He's a dumbass.
Well,
but I think he might have broke.
Yeah, I mean that's where you go to. I mean, the kid's 22 and all that. You're not going to be able to get everybody. You know what I mean? You're not going to be able to weed everybody out that you know or not, whatever. Some things happen in individuals' lives that they're just not going to be able to take it, and they just need to, they just seek that method of exit, I guess you would say, for that. I don't honestly believe that there's nothing. I mean, there's nothing worth killing yourself over when it comes to something like that. I mean, goddamn.
I guess the weirdest thing that got me was the fact that he actually called 911 on himself.
Well, he did it on himself because a lot of it was he wanted to,
Death by cop.
Death by cop. I don't blame Leos for not wanting to, and this is the hard decision that the Leo's got to make is when he arrives on scene and somebody wants to be that way and have death by cop, and he's coming at him with a knife.
Well, I don't blame the Leos.
No, but people do. People
they made a decision.
No, people fucking do. People will blame the Leo and say, well, this guy needed help and you should have done something about it, which I think it's fucking horseshit. And I'm sorry.
Nobody's going to say shit. He was white.
No, that's not the
wait.
That's not the
I
point.
just violated the mixer agreement.
No, I wasn't saying that. Because that's what people were saying about this guy who shot the state trooper in New York. That's what people were saying. They're saying that that this guy freaking had PTSD issues and he was already a fucking wife beater. I'll be honest with you. There are commands out there that, and you want to go back to what we're talking about, Greg Cloud, about this shit, is that commands now are so worried about a zero defect army and a zero defect military, they're afraid to report bad news. Because for some reason, there's a culture in the officer corps that they think that they will be looked at as it's their fault for what their soldiers have done. So for instance, a case like this that's in the open, obviously you can't fucking stay out of it. But what about the before this guy fucking did this shit? On both cases.
It's a confusing circumstance, really.
Well, it is, but it goes back to that point where there are some commands that bad news is not good for the unit. It's not good for whatever. They don't believe in the transparency of and holding leaders accountable too. If there were some precondition and people fucking knew about it, then fuck yeah, dude. There should be individuals held accountable for it. If they knew, and of course, the individuals that probably, let's say for instance, let's just roll down a scenario then. If the guy had issues with PTSD and he had some stuff going on, and his leaders knew about it, and his leaders failed him to get the right help. You can lead a horse to fucking water, right? Yep. You've heard that fucking term. My philosophy is I'll lead you to water, but I'm also going to fucking push you in, because that way you get some fucking help. And that's it. If you fucking, you best learn how to fucking swim. You need to fucking swim. Because now you're in fear for me throwing you in the fucking water for doing it. This whole, you're being blamed for what a leader should be done. I mean, like I said, the ridiculous comment of it's all Tricare's fault. I don't know the particulars of what happened with that. But to sit there and say that it's so-and-so's fault, the individual has to own up to his own responsibilities as well.
I would agree with that.
You know what I mean? If the guy had an issue with going to see somebody, I'll be honest with you. I'm like that. I don't like fucking seeing doctors because they always tell me that you're too old, man. You're broke the fuck up. You need to get out.
So here's my issue with that. Is you can ask a soldier to go seek help. You can advise them to go seek help. If you are the leader and you still feel that soldier is a danger to himself or others, there are steps you can take to command refer that soldier.
That's it.
Okay. Now here's the issues. Okay. If you are command referred, there are secondary and tertiary effects that'll affect that soldier's career.
What are you looking at, though?
What do you mean?
What are you looking at? Are you looking at the safety of the individual and individuals around them, or are you worried about their career? You know what I mean? At that point, I'm just asking
I know
take.
What he's saying because I went through the same thing before I deployed.
When you're looking to do this, you have to know what is going to be best. Okay, because if And it's not necessarily a career killer, but it could severely hamper an individual's career based on their MOS.
That's true. Okay, I can see that.
Because I was technically profiled for deployment before I deployed, but the commander asked me, "Do you want to go?" And I said, "Yes, please." And I went, and I came back.
Well, see, that's a good commander because he asked you.
Exactly.
He asked you, and of course people will say, well, what if DMAS fucking lost his shit? Then Ice, are you saying he's a good commander? No. What I'm saying is that the commander took time to speak to you and looked you in the eye and said,
well, now he's Colonel Sedlock.
Well, I mean,
and then General Lear.
You didn't have to drop names, but, you know, well, I know Del Dye. How about that,
matter.
Huh?
It doesn't matter.
Just kidding. But what my point being is that individual looked you straight in the eye and asked you. He didn't go through fucking different individuals to speak for you. He asked you, D-Max, are you good to go to fucking deploy? Do you want to? And you said, fuck yeah, I want to deploy. I want to go. I'm profiled. Do you understand?
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure there's
psychology was saying, hell no, he's nuts.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. But I mean, you're kind of involved. See, that college culture needs to get the fuck out, man. I'm telling you, man. It just makes me. We are in the business of killing. People need to realize that everybody is grabbing a rifle. You're going to a fucking range not to see who could shoot 40 out of fucking 40. You're going to the range to learn how to fucking shoot somebody. You're shooting at a target because when you go down range, that will be a human. That will be someone that will be trying to fucking kill you, and that's it. It almost seems like it's like you were talking.
That's why there's silhouettes.
Yeah.
Desensitize you from actually shooting somebody square in the chest.
Well, I mean, also it doesn't really make it fucking easy when they're running and shit too. So and have that issue.
Oh yeah, moving targets is a little bit of a bitch. But...
Well, I mean that's why you have a 50 cal. But my point being is that the whole fucking thing is that
a Mark 19
yeah, there you go. The fucking exactly,
Screw
James.
Everybody and everybody around you.
Yeah, exactly, James. Fucking deployment. Don't threaten me with a good time. There are individuals right now who are probably having issues because they are not deploying. You have conditioned us as soldiers from the beginning of the war to be conditioned to go and deploy, and then you go and say, no, we don't want you to go because we think you're fucking crazy. Motherfucker, you made me this way. Not crazy, but you trained me to be a soldier. Topher, I wish it was more realistic than silhouettes, because then you're going to see who the real people who will have the audacity and the callousness to pull a trigger on a human body.
They should just start tying pigs up on rotating targets. Then you actually get the blood spatter and shit.
Well, you can have bacon every day too.
Yeah, oh yeah, fucking because they scream when they get hit too.
Just saying.
You ever gone hog hunting? Holy shit! I shot a pig one time, fucking hog hunting, and I'm not talking about downtown Orlando hog hunting. I'm talking about, actually in the woods. And I fucking shot a pig, and that's it, James. That's right. It's where you're in that paycheck. I shot a fucking pig, and that bitch was fucking screaming. I'm headed out soon, and I'm pumped. That's right. You should be pumped. It's your job to be pumped. That's your job to be fucking pumped. You're motivated to go in the fucking game. I hate it right now. Ice, you can't do that stuff anymore. You're no longer a buck sergeant. You're no longer a staff sergeant. You can't do that anymore. God damn it. Why not? Ready to fight tonight.
You have to train the next generation to do it.
Because you are now senior enlisted rank.
No.
You are screwed.
Yeah, exactly, dude. You lose the fun when you get promoted. I'm not saying you should not aspire to get promoted, but I didn't realize it when you get promoted. I made senior NCO rank fast. So I spent most of my time as a senior NCO on the latter part of my military career because I was like, yeah, kick ass, stick in, yeah, promote you, yeah, kick ass, sticks man, yeah, kick, go, promote you, staff, promote you. Here you go, yeah, here we go, yeah. You ain't deploying. What do you mean I'm not deploying?
70, baby.
You're not deploying.
The only bonus you get with senior enlisted is if you get into the Pentagon or the White House.
Whatever, dude.
In my opinion.
I don't know who ever would want to work at the Pentagon, but I'm just, man.
My old sergeant major does.
Well, I mean, good. No, I'm not very staffy like, and it's hard for me to adjust in the line of work that I'm in right now because you're right, D-Max. When you get into senior ranks and you have to sit down and mentor someone that was No, 3 years old when 9/11 happened. And they're looking at me like I got it.
Then you end up getting into like the politics.
No. I
And
mean, no. They fucking look at me like I am some old man that jumped into Normandy, and they're like, "Fucking Ice, you're old, man."
Oh, dear God, I didn't expect that one.
I had a here hasn't is a no shit mustard stain for Panama.
Oh well, yeah.
So no shit, there was Ice in 1945 jumping into Panama.
44.
In the Bay of Pigs.
The Bay of Pigs.
Kennedy abandoned his ass.
Exactly. And that's why he got all butthurt and shot himself in Dallas because I took Maryland from him. So, anyways. All right, thanks for calling, D-Max.
All right, that's like you guys like.
All right, man, have a good one.
Later.
But you get my point, though, right? Everyone's trying to blame that it's going to be PTSD and all this other stuff. And then, motherfucker, dude, you gotta, you help the individual along. And there's a point where you don't adult for someone. Be a fucking man or soldier or woman or whatever. Be a grown up. Do your fucking shit. What you got to do.
Agreed.
I mean, that's just me. I'm not arguing with you. I'm agreeing with you too, man. I'm just fucking frustrating when I hear shit about shit like that. So, anyways, let me do some house cleaning. Monday, we got deputies hook 'em and book 'em. They'll be back to let us know what's going on. We had them at the beginning of the year, and they pushing their message about humanizing the badge. What you knew about that the funeral for Officer Familia from the NYPD was a pretty big deal, and they even made somebody made a quote like almost already mimicking not mimicking, but what Deputy Hook'em and Bookham were talking about of humanizing the badge. So it was pretty somber. It was a pretty somber eulogy, but they said humanizing the badge and what individuals go home to and all that. But Wednesday is going to be Book Brown from Hote 22. Jay Reddy met her out in his dealings for War Horse for veterans. And Hope 22 is a photography project inviting veterans to share their personal stories to bring hope and inspiration. And they want you to be willing to take a picture and have your photo publicly displayed talking about your story. You see, if I talked about my story and stuff, dude, it would be like have to be in black and white because Normandy, right? I mean, or no. I mean, well, because when I told the story to
So now they're colorizing all those photos from back in the day.
Yeah.
So you'd be okay with color.
Oh, okay, that's true. Because Photoshop and, Premiere and photo. But what's funny was, like I said, when I talked to the kid today, we're like, and the kid looked at me and they're like, sorry, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, well, the way it was established. We were just talking about some other shit, talking about some groups and talking about some people and talking about some stuff. And then, and then that's when I said, well, and then after 9/11 and after, September 2001, October, 2001 and blah, 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 blah. And then that's when he looked at me and goes, sorry, Ice, I was 3. I was like, God damn, dude, or 2 or something like that. I was just a toddler. So.
That's so crazy to think about.
Yeah, dude. No, I didn't see it in color. Everything when I was growing up, Casey, was in black and white. It just recently turned to color. They didn't turn color until I was 10, so that was about the 80s. That's when everything started turning color. It was actually a weird, crappy color, too. Explains why. Why do you think all the 80s fashions were all fucking crazy and shit? And people were like, wearing those crazy-ass fucking clothes. Because everyone was still, everyone was still seeing in black and white. Everyone was fucking colorblind, right? They were seeing in black and white. So Friday is going to be John and Allison Purifoy from Roses Unread. John plays a guitar. Allison sings. They'll be back to talk about their new single Vultures. They've been here about a year ago, and they were shooting the shit. So just like all the other guests, and just like Chris Brunetti and all those other famous people up and coming that are slowly forgetting about us. Oh, we don't want to talk to you. No, I'm just kidding. They've been pretty good about maintaining contact with us, and yes, that color cling wrap. Yeah, exactly. Your grandpa said the same thing about World War II, huh? That everything was in color or not in color. I couldn't even imagine, dude. You look at fucking some of the photos back in the day, and you're just thinking, holy shit, that's fucking. That looks fucking depressing as fuck. So, But anyways. So, we got a show every night. Got a show, the DFAC's closed right now for renovations. We're going to, again, like we were discussing before, soon you're going to start seeing some changes on the lineup. You're going to start seeing changes on the how many shows we're going to have, and we're going to try and we're going to experiment. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with experimentation. You always got to experiment to make sure you're taking the right dose. How's that, Green Room? Did I say that right? No, I mean, it's been a while. I'm about out of practice. Tomorrow's Friday Night Freedom. Saturday Night Savagery. Sunday's the Green Room. The Monday edition with Red Leg. Tied Up Tuesday with Cuffs and Minks. Boo boo. And then WTF Wednesday with Jim Beam. Welcome back, Jim Beam. It was a good show last night. I was laughing my ass off. Then back, of course, to Sergeant's time. So again, you kind of pay attention. Keep your ear to the ground. You're gonna find out about some stuff that you're gonna hear, or you're gonna see, and all that. Just pay attention to U.S. Army WTF Moments or WTF Nation Radio's Facebook page, and then of course the website is slowly getting built. It's getting built. We're developing a geek squad so that way those individuals can start hammering out. Yes, there will be some modifications to Mixer. I don't know if we'll bring cams back. I don't know. But everyone in the Mixer family, thank you for joining us. It's really great. We're getting some followers, getting some viewerships and all that. That's really appreciated. Thank you for all the cool notes. For you guys on Mixer that don't know, that U.S. Army WTF and WTF Nation Radio is a veteran-run entertainment network where we provide you, the WTF Nation, U.S. Army veterans, active duty, National Guard, and Reserve, with all the entertainment that you need to survive out there in the world, because sometimes the only way you're going to get your information is through the nation, the WTF Nation. So as C.T. Fletcher would always say, get out there and work for it. You'll be surprised. There will be some things that I guess you could say, are going to start changing a little bit with the format of our shows as well. I love experimenting. I love new shit. That's why I don't understand how people stay like at Army installations for like fucking 10, 15 years and shit.
Because they're scared of change.
Yeah, dude. I love PCSing, man. I can't wait to PCS. I'm gonna PCS again. Fuck yeah, dude. I mean, it's...
You're gonna go on.
I know. Well, yeah, I know, man. Oh, congratulations, Ice. You made Sergeant Major. You're going to Pentagon. No. I don't want to fucking go. But, yeah, we'll see what happens. Like I said, it's awesome. I love the change. We got a good staff here, so... what's that? Somebody's put me a question here. Yeah, we'll find out what's up. It'll come back. Still, what's that? Instill your motherfucking self. That's right. That's what CT Fletcher said. Instill your motherfucking self. Exactly. Get out there and work for it. But again, oh wait, somebody asked me a fucking question about something else. I was gonna look for it, but now I'm like fucking lost because Facebook Live is trying to tell me that you can't get off again, dude. Okay, before I take a break and all that stuff, I kind of prime the systems to say I can just hit the end of the video and I can play all the stuff that you're not supposed to play, right? Because Facebook Live is going to be fucking stupid and say, you're in violation of the Facebook algorithm. You can't play this trademark shit. Every fucking time it just seems like, I don't know, it's weird. Lately, I think it's because it's been the update with Microsoft that I can't fucking, I've lately not been able to disconnect. Shit. So... fucking pisses me off. Once again, our tech shit will be fixed. I can't wait to get the Geek Squad on here, because then you'll be seeing some cool ass shit. What you got, man?
No, it's been a good week so far. Rolling at the new gig and seeing the other side, and it's good.
Dude, you were showing me some pictures. Fucking hating, dude. I'm fucking hating.
Oh.
Holy shit. I'm like, there's no fucking way he works there. And then you're like, oh, look at this. And I'm like, you motherfucker.
Yeah, come up for a tour sometime. I'll walk you around the building.
I will, dude. Fuck yeah, dude. I'll find a TDY to go up there. You know what? When you get like in that ranks in that specific area where I work, you just say, I said, hey, I need to go to the here for there. Well, how long is it for? About 4 weeks. All right, well, you go to DTS and fucking fill it out. I'm like, it's for 4 weeks. Yeah, okay, we got it. Yeah, but it's like full per diem, and I'm staying at this baller ass hotel. Yeah, cool. Everyone stays there. You mean everyone else has gone there but me? There's fucking buck sergeants and specials. Oh, I've been there, Sergeant. It's a fucking great place to go to. You need to hang out.
You need to look for this club and this restaurant.
Oh my God, that's all it was. I was talking about the course. I'm like, oh, there was a course? No, I was talking about what was there. I mean, I was hanging out here. I was hanging out there. I was doing this. I was doing that. You need to stay at this hotel. Make sure when you stay at this hotel, make sure you speak to so-and-so. Here's where you get the best haircuts. I'm like, you get a fucking haircut there? Fuck. So in your neck of the woods, there are several training opportunities, and there are several training opportunities out in other places that they were just like nonchalant. If I had done this as a fucking Joe, hey, for Sergeant, what's up, Private Ice? I'm gonna go TDY to this fucking school, and they're like, the fuck you aren't. You're gonna go to the motor pool and fill out them fucking 5988s. Well, I'm sorry, back in the day it was 2404s, but you're gonna fill out those fucking. You're gonna do your PMCS. It's motor stables, bro. You need to fucking go out there and knock out them shits. So yeah, I was like, what school is this one? Oh yeah, that school's pretty good. Okay, cool. I think I'll check it out. All right, so I'm gonna go to this course. Okay. It was almost like it was like when you're a little kid asking for permission and you're unsure about something.
It's a trap.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. I'm like, okay, I'm going to the school. All right, nice, you're going to the school. And it's for 4 weeks. Okay, it's for 4 weeks. There's no military building available, full per diem. Okay, got it, yeah. I'm going by myself, and it's a rental. Big baller classic rental car. Yeah, okay, got it. Yeah, everyone gets one. What? Well, because you never know. You might have equipment that you have to haul around or something like that. But the uniform is business casual. Yeah, okay, got it.
Well, here's what's greater now, as it's now mid-July, basically.
Yeah.
You could probably get it approved because end of the FY, they got to start burning money and right quick in a hurry.
Especially in that line of work. There's funding that of a specific that I didn't know. That's why they were able to say it. Because I guess if you don't do this specific type of training, that type of funding will go away, and it's always over budgeted on purpose.
Yep.
In the event for contingency funds, and
like having to burn through the fucking commander's reserve in 2 weeks.
Fuck yeah, dude. So I was like, dude, wait a minute, and they're like, yeah, like yeah, you're like, you can make sure you upgrade, but it's not the DTS training that I did in Alliance that it's not a good steward of government money. No, this money's authorized. This money is authorized for business class. Yeah. Make sure you put this on your Marriott points. But wait a minute. I thought you got Marriott. Literally, I got when I went to the DTS office for this section, they're like, you need to sign up for Marriott. It was like I was in fucking like a civilian travel place.
Oh, yeah. When it comes to spending NFFY money.
Well, for that, I'm just saying for that line of work. And I felt so weird. I felt like a retard because, like I said, they sent, I told this Buck Sergeant, like, yeah, I'm going to go to this training. Oh, yeah, I went there, 3 months ago. It was pretty cool. I felt so demeaned. I felt so, it was like my man card got pulled or some shit because I guess I wasn't up with the Joneses or some shit. Hey, I'm going to this course to teach me how to do this. Yeah, okay, got it. Cool. And it's going to be in Florida. I think it's going to be on the beach. Oh, yeah, that's a good course. You should go to this club when you're there. Exactly what you just said. It's a club out in Destin called the Hell and Back. You need to go. Okay. And usually what I do is I will fly my wife out there and then we'll go hang out. I'm like, are you fucking for real?
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, what? And it's, what blows me away, it's that this is shit that is not, it's not allowed. Well, I was raised to be thinking it's not allowed. But fucking...
It's more like guidelines.
It's more like no one can actually said you couldn't bring your wife TDY, but nobody else can said you could or could not. Yeah, went down there and went to Disney over the weekend. You went to fucking Disney over the weekend during the... I mean, just some of the things because I was so conditioned to... No. You can't do that. Why? Because you can't. But first,
did you pay for her ticket to that location out of your own money?
Well, I mean, yeah. That's what I'm saying. I asked him. I was like, how did you fucking swing it? Because I was like... Because you know me, It's kind of like this. It's like you're the steward. I mean, everybody's done it. You get a little of the E4 Mafia heart inside of you. And when someone says, "Yeah, man, if you do this, you can get that." Oh, really? Let me get in some of that. What are you talking about, ICE, motherfucker? I was talking about you paying for it, not the Army. I'm like, oh, of course. I wasn't talking about using government funds to have my wife fly with me. I would never do that.
Fuck, what was his name? Africa.
Oh, General Ward. Kip Ward. Yep. Kip Ward, that motherfucker would buy whole planes full of fucking for his whole family. Send him out to Africa and shit, make him stay in the Sheraton in Djibouti. I remember that shit.
You know, I talk about fraud, waste, and abuse. Holy fuck.
Yeah, dude, well, it was like 50 grand. I mean, it's not going to cost me 50 fucking grand to go to Fort Leavenworth or go to fucking Fort Riley or go to San Antonio or DC for some of these courses that they have for that specific type of training. But I was just blown away that everyone was so nonchalant about it. I felt like I was wrong, but then I felt like I was like, how come I didn't get in on this? How come you didn't? I wanted to rob a bank, motherfucker. How come you didn't invite me to your robbing the bank party and shit? So yeah, I was like, and they were actually like, well, no, you don't want to go to that course. Well, why not? Well, because if you go to that course, then you won't get full per diem. And I'm thinking, okay, these are captains, majors, warrant officers, and fucking my fellow NCOs and some Joes talking to me about how to get the big baller ass fucking per diem shits. And I didn't feel like it was, I felt it was, don't get me wrong, it's legal. It just felt wrong because I'm not used to
working a system for you.
Yeah. They were like, well, if you could do that, you could do this. And then make sure and like the first thing they said, do you have Marriott points? I'm like, what do you mean? Because every hotel that we have identified, they gave me a little list. Here you go. Here's the Marriott list and blah, blah, blah. You can't take it out of here because everything in here is classified, so you can't take this out. It's printed. You're just, and I'm like, holy fuck. So I got schools lined up coming up pretty soon that they're thinking about sending me. I'll be in fucking Texas. I'll be in your neck of the woods. I'll be in Kansas. I'll be in fucking California. I'll be in fucking. I was like, fuck, really? I could go to these. Yeah, I could. And again, I had to ask twice. Like they're like, yeah, got it, ICE. You're gonna go to this course. Okay, it's 4 weeks. Yeah, okay, we'll be all right. Okay.
Okay.
We can send you the email. Okay. I'm really thinking. Again, I feel like I'm gonna get fucking trapped. I'm gonna be like, you're gonna see me in the Army Times revealed ICE.
No.
Because he went TDY and fucking because he listened to some fucking some geek fucking. You need to don't get compact, get upgrade, and I'm gonna fucking put it on my fucking GTC.
Oh my god! You'd be like going off base, and it was a decimal. It's always the damn decimal.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm thinking, fucking yeah, because our DTS guy's a fucking prick. Well, he has to be. He's the guy that has to that type of specific funding for that type of training that we're going on. He has to reconcile it, and the INTS people fucking want to dig into his shit all the time for where we're at, appropriated for that money. So they're like, you need to go. But I just got here. Yeah, but you need to go. And then that's when I'm like, you need to, and that's when they give me the course list. I'm thinking, okay, I'll look here. And I'm looking at, okay, all courses could be MTT'd at my installation. But no, they don't want to do that. They don't. Okay, if you're having an instructor and the schoolhouse is in Belvoir, okay, and that's where it's at, they wanted me to go to another location where there was an an MTT where I could have flown a short flight to that specific area instead of going to the MTT of where they want me to go clear across the country. And they were like, cool with that. Yeah, but it's a longer flight. And well, no, but you need the training. Okay, I guess I need the fucking training. I guess I need to make that fat fucking $70 fucking, or not $70, but fucking, yeah, it's a total fucking per diem, meals and incidentals and all that shit. 70 fucking bucks for fucking 2 days, dude. That's a fucking whatever. And then the DC one, the DC trip, fuck. So yeah, I'm hitting everybody up. I'm like, hey, I'm heading over here. I'm going over here. What are you here for? I'm gonna be the Cav guy in that class. Exactly, Cause. How you doing? Oh, you must be ICE. We've heard about you. I just want to know. I don't know how to, The SSO is gonna say, pull his fucking clearance right fucking now. The guy's a retard, okay?
I'll fight for you.
Yeah, exactly. A fucking power went out in fucking DC because he pushed a button wrong. I don't know how I did this. But no, it's funny because again, I'm just shocked at the new, because you're down on the line and you're with the troops and you're in the mud and the dirt and the field and all that, and then you walk up to see motherfuckers that have never been down on the line, and they're like going to school. They smell nice. They have clean uniforms. They have, you know what I mean? Some of the shit that you don't see down the line.
Yeah.
It just feels fucking weird. And then when they said business casual, I'm like saying I don't need nobody to teach me how to fucking dress. But they're like, this is what you wear when you go to this place. I'm like, why? It's because everybody dresses like this. And I'm like, fuck, I need to shop at Abercrombie and Fitch. What the fuck, dude?
You must pay bank.
Oh man, yeah, exactly. It just and then some of that training is half indoors at that type of environment, and then outdoors. But there's a specific nice outdoor look that you have to wear because you'll stand out like a sore thumb. I can't go out there with fucking a Harley Davidson t-shirt and jeans. You know what I mean? I got to fucking.
Yeah, that'd be frowned upon.
Yeah, they exactly that. They're really fucking frowned upon. So they're gonna, hey, there's Ice. Ask him a question. I want to know.
Gun go boom.
If I push this button right here. Well, because we were doing I'm gonna dance around the subject. We were doing some training that was so fucking obvious on how something. I didn't think it was that simple to make it work. So I was like, what do you do when you want to do this thing and then it's working? And then the instructor is like, well, first you just do this and then it's on. Okay, and then what? It's on. Yeah, but then what do? You open that thing up and things are telling you something. But what does that do? And everyone was looking at me like, oh fuck, dude, what is this guy? And I'm like, okay, everyone's looking at me. I asked the same question twice. I'm that guy. I'm gonna sit fucking back down and I'm gonna shut the fuck up because. And then everyone's like, dude, you okay? I'm like, what? You asked him the same question twice. I was like, I didn't fucking know, dude. It just comes on. That's it. Just fucking. I don't know how the fuck it works. You just grab the stuff that comes off of the goddamn screen. Fuck, dude. Roger that, Sergeant Major. Fuck.
I have a story like that.
Well, because you don't realize some of the systems that you worked with back in the day is that easy. You know what I mean? They weren't that easy.
So we're downrange in
Mhm.
Iraq, and I'm riding back of a Brad because they're my transportation to our location we're going to.
Mm-hmm.
Was what I do. I have no issues pulling my own weight on guard or anything like that because I'm a part of the team. I'm part of the fight. So I asked the guys on the Brad, say I will gladly volunteer to be in this rotation, and so will my Joe. And just tell us what we need to do. And so they're running me through. So this is our sector. This is what we're watching. They said if something starts coming towards us, this is how you do this. You flip this switch, you push this button, and it'll send 25 mic down the range. I said, so let me get this right. Something comes at me, I jump down, I flip that switch and start pushing the button, right? Oh yeah, that's it. I was like, sweet. And then the CO saw me sitting up there, knowing I wasn't one of his guys. Want to know why the fuck I was up there? He said he volunteered to pull guard with us. No, he will not pull guard with you guys.
Well, I mean, I didn't think some of these systems that are out there now are that way. They're like, yeah, just leave it alone when you turn it on. And I'm like, are you sure? I mean, it was and the contractors are like looking at me like,
fuck, he's gonna break it.
yeah. You're like, okay, hero. So I didn't touch the equipment. I just watched the Joes do it, and the Sergeant Major told me to shut the fuck up and all sort of shit. But he just like, Ice, chill, man. You're fucking, you're not trying to fucking, And what makes me mad is that I know something about computers, but I just don't know this specific system that they were trying to show. And of course, the contractors, they were there collecting their fat fucking TDY. they're hey, was a good, yeah.
Holy shit.
Some of that contracting life though looks pretty Gucci, man. They fucking make some good money.
That's a discussion for in person.
Well,
so I can prep you for your.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, it's gonna be crazy. First, we're gonna have the great ice smoke out because reasons. Yeah, reasons. Yeah, so we'll check it out. But on that note, it's already it's already time to hit his house, guys. Thanks for coming on. I totally appreciate you guys joining us tonight for Sarge's time. Doc Madness, believe it or not, Doc Madness had had a procedure done to his mouth because he had some pain, and so not to reveal too much HIPAA, but he kind of had to take a break. Go figure, something that quiet Doc Madness down. And then Mike Golf had to take a knee because of his work schedule's now changing. So we're gonna, again, that's part of all the schedules and stuff, because during the summertime everyone's got different schedules going on and all that. And don't forget, we got our bike ride coming up in September. And that'll be covered with some webisodes and some film as well on the main page and at WTFNationRadio.com. So we're looking forward to all that stuff, dealing with those guys. And then, because I was going to ask Mike Golf what was an update with all that stuff. But anywho, so thanks for coming on. We appreciate you coming. Oh, now it looks like Facebook is going to let me come. Oh, perfect. It is allowing me to disengage. So y'all have a good one. I'm gonna play a little bit some tunes on the mixers. So if you guys you want to shoot the shit or jump on mixer right quick while I play some tunes, and then y'all have a good one. I'll see y'all in formation tomorrow. See you. Shots.
Reminds me of that fucking meme that was like, I don't text and drive because I don't want my mama to find my last text message about grinding down on that dick.
This is WTF Nation Radio.
The bitches, they love visuals.
This is WTF Nation Radio.
I look around this room and I see nothing but untapped potential.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
You have potential. You have... Oh, boy.
A high nigga, when I get busy, throw your hands in the sky, nigga. I got the illness of the ill mentality. Niggas be grabbing me, knowing that they'd rather be stabbing me. All up in my back, trying to take my trap. When I used to sell crack, I ain't had problems like that. Street rules, watch your pockets and your jewels. A nigga front on deck to the pool. That's when the move is getting blasted. Stink sewer flows from the ill ghetto bastard. As I release masterpieces like adhesive, stuck to your ass like tissue when you're wiping fast. MCs have a hard time believing I'm marked for death, hard to kill like Steven. When Jake